In a world of cataclysm, where 4 billion souls traverse the desolate landscape, the struggle for survival commences. Su Yunfei possesses the unparalleled SSSS grade innate talent, Virus Sovereign. Chapter 1. The Endless Apocalypse. Awakening of the SSS grade talent. The voice of an ethereal electronic tone resonates simultaneously in the minds of 4 billion inhabitants of Blue Star. In a university, Su Yunfei is engaged in a spirited game of basketball with some friends on the playground. In the next instant, blinding white light envelopes the heavens and the earth, swiftly engulfing the entire world. When Su Yunfei regains his senses from the stupor, he finds himself in a small rectangular room, scarcely measuring 4 to 5 square meters, partitioned into 2 cramped spaces, one serving as a bedroom, the other as a bathroom. The electronic voice reverberates once more in his mind. You have successfully bound to the Apocalypse survival system. Welcome to safety base number 3418. With an initial population of 1,000 individuals. This is your personal sanctuary in the Apocalypse. Basic model, private property, no entry without permission. In this safe haven, your stamina and energy will recover at double the rate. As you gain strength, you may construct your own sanctuary, acquiring further attribute enhancements. Su Yunfei absorbs the cascade of information, and simultaneously, a holographic interface materializes before him, revealing even more details. He has truly traversed realms. Overwhelmed by astonishment, yet swiftly embracing the reality, he focuses his thoughts and accesses the personal attribute panel displayed on the interface. Having just arrived in this new world, everyone can only view their basic attributes. Name, Su Yunfei, human from Blue Star. Age, 20 years. Level, 100 energy points. Territory, safety base A, no. 3418. Position, none. Talent, yet to be awakened. Skills, basic martial arts staff techniques. Following this, a radar chart appears, illustrating Su Yunfei's 6-dimensional attributes. Strength, 10 points. Constitution, 12 points. Agility, 10 points. Mentality, 32 points. Intelligence, 10 points. Luck, 18 points. It further notes, average human attributes are all rated at 10 points. Comprehensive Combat Power Index, 123. After reviewing his initial attributes, Su Yunfei feels moderately satisfied, though uncertain of how he measures against others. A system notification prompts. The chat channel for safety base number 3418 has been activated. Eagerly, Su Yunfei opens the chat channel, hoping to glean valuable information from his fellow survivors. The channel is abuzz with conversation, as new messages flood in ceaselessly. How did I suddenly find myself in the apocalypse? It is truly terrifying. I feel utterly insane. From now on, I shall remain hidden within the base and refrain from venturing outside. Ha ha ha, I find this exhilarating. I have always dreamed of traversing to another world, and here I am, living that dream. Extraordinary powers, here I come. How delightfully absurd. What is your combat power index? Mine is 86. Yours is stronger. I only have 65. Hee hee, I boast a score of 178. Surely, none of you are below 100? A middle-aged man named Zhang Wei attracted the attention of Su Yunfei. Compared to everyone else, Zhang Wei was indeed formidable. He reported his attributes: strength 23, agility 11, constitution 16, spirit 8. Gasps of astonishment echoed around. Isn't this strength and constitution astonishingly high? I possess a strength of 6 and constitution of 7, frequently falling ill. I feel as though my time is nearly up. Sob. Zhang Wei explained, I am a retired soldier. Age has taken its toll on me. Otherwise, my attributes would be even better. As Su Yunfei examined the data of many individuals, he noticed that their attributes were closely tied to their real-life conditions. His own strength was quite impressive, and he found no one with a spirit attribute higher than his. The highest was merely 14, while he boasted an extraordinary 32. Perhaps it is due to my 6 years of meditation. Indeed, the knowledge acquired will surely prove beneficial in time. The most outrageous part is that during last semester's physical education class, he had chosen the introductory staff technique and scored full marks. It astonishingly became a combat skill. From the discussions, it seemed that only a few individuals possessed combat skills from the outset, primarily those with martial arts backgrounds. At this juncture, the system once again alerted all participants. The awakening of talents is about to commence. Please close your eyes and pray. Countdown, 10, 9, 8. Su Yunfei followed the instructions, closing his eyes and praying. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Suddenly, a brilliant golden light illuminated his vision. The system announced, congratulations. You have awakened the SSS level talent, Virus Sovereign. Please check your personal panel for details. Su Yunfei opened the panel, and indeed, the information had been updated. Talent, Virus Sovereign, SSS level unique. Skill, energy extraction, SSS level unique. University martial arts introductory staff technique, A level. Su Yunfei could not help but feel elated. SSS level, Sovereign? That must be quite impressive. He carefully examined the talent description. Virus Sovereign, you are the master of viruses. The ruler of malevolent energy. You are immune to any virus and harmful substances to humanity, capable of freely absorbing their energy or releasing it at will. Extracting various energies from viruses and harmful substances is immensely beneficial to you, and vice versa. Additional skill, Energy Extraction, SSS level unique, no cooldown. Note, SSS level unique. In the endless apocalypse world, it is immensely powerful, and you are the sole possessor. After reading the description, Su Yunfei's heart raced with excitement. Is this truly so extraordinary? In a world ravaged by loss and severe pollution, the ability to resist viruses is commendable, but to extract energy from harmful substances is truly remarkable. Does this not imply that energy is ubiquitous? What an astonishing rate of growth this signifies. Su Yunfei smirked, opening the chat channel out of curiosity to discover the talents awakened by others. How did everyone fare? I have an enhancement in speed, classified as D level. I have an F level increase in physicality, just by 1. I feel utterly despondent. Oh no, I'm also F level, which is the lowest, I senti it? Hehe. I have a C level proficiency in archery. The system issued an announcement. At Safety Base 3418, the awakening of talents for 1,000 individuals has concluded. F level awakeners, 678. E level, 259, D level, 45, C level, 16, B level, 01 A level and above, 01, including A, S, SS, and SSS levels. Upon the release of this announcement, the chat channel erupted. What? Someone actually awakened at A level or above? Which esteemed individual could it be? Come forth so that I may pay my respects. Esteemed one, look at us. Zhang Wei, esteemed one, it must be you at A level. Zhang Wei quickly responded. It's not me. I possess a B-level talent known as the Might of the Bull. I too am curious about the identity of that A-level individual. Zhang Wei's combat prowess was among the top in Safety Base 3418, yet his talent was merely B-level, which astonished everyone. Goodness, there must be a hidden powerhouse. Just how formidable must an A-level individual be? Chapter 2. The Initial Energy Extraction. Gaining a Power Talent. However, Zhang Wei was still someone most could only envy. Even being B-level is quite impressive, representing a rare find indeed. As for that A-level individual, surely they must have saved the Milky Way in a past life? Su Yunfei had remained silent throughout, choosing not to reveal his SSS level talent. One must be cautious, especially in this apocalyptic environment. The system announced once more. A 7-day newcomer protection period is in effect at the safety base. When this period ends, the base will face monster attacks, necessitating the construction of defensive structures. Scattered level 1 monsters are roaming around the safety base. Everyone may form teams to hunt these monsters and swiftly enhance their strength. As the announcement concluded, a soft white light emanated from the tables in each safety room across the base. An axe and a set of protective gear appeared. Su Yunfei picked up the axe and examined its attributes. F-level fire axe, high power but somewhat cumbersome and prone to wear. With this weapon, attack, 15, speed, 3. The axe bore some rust and was not very sharp. Su Yunfei touched the rust. Could this be considered a harmful substance to humanity? It likely is. One could contract tetanus from it. Testing it, he utilized the energy extraction skill on the fire axe. Energy extraction successful. You have extracted 1 point of energy from the rust. The purification of the F-grade fire axe has been successful, elevating it to E-grade. The once rusty axe now gleams with a bright, snowy radiance. Who would have thought that items could be purified in such a manner? Su Yunfei couldn't help but smile. With a sharper weapon, he could vanquish monsters more swiftly. As for the protective suit, it appeared brand new, without a trace of damage. Basic protective suit, F-grade. Capable of withstanding attacks from low-level monsters. Constitution 5, Speed 1. Su Yunfei gripped the axe and swung it through the air a dozen times, finding his rhythm. Subsequently, he donned the protective suit and stepped out of the safe house, intending to assess the situation outside. The novice protection period lasts only 7 days. Once it concludes, he would face an endless onslaught of monsters and must strive to enhance his abilities with utmost urgency. Others were equally aware of this reality, already clamoring in the chat channel to form teams. I possess D-grade ice talent, seeking a team. I require a strong ally. I'm incredibly charming. Bring a few men. No women, please. Zhang Wei, who are you teaming up with? We have several martial arts practitioners available to join. Everyone was instantly envious. All martial artists? How can we join this team? However, Zhang Wei politely declined. I'm sorry, but I'm accustomed to going solo. The invitees understood. Of course, your strength is formidable. Leveling up alone is faster. While teaming up offers safety, the energy points gained would be divided among several individuals. Naturally, Su Yunfei had no intention of forming a team. Yet, he was entirely oblivious to the strength of the monsters outside and chose to observe first. This base was originally a 10-story building without an elevator. Su Yunfei was on the 3rd floor, and upon exiting, he noticed several others emerging from their safe houses. He found a window and gazed down. Surrounding the tall building was an expansive plaza, bordered by high protective railings. The entire base was enveloped in a layer of white light, likely the novice protection shield designed to prevent monster invasions. Upon reaching the plaza below, he found some individuals already gathered, discussing their surroundings. Why is it so foggy outside? It's hard to see. I don't dare to go out. It seems incredibly dangerous. Beyond the secure base, a gray mist shrouded the area, with the faint outlines of several zombies visible, emitting hideous shrieks. In this unfamiliar environment, no one rushed outside. They all remained vigilant. A tall, robust figure wielding a fire axe descended the stairs with a commanding presence, striding directly toward the base's entrance. Some recognized him immediately. Zhang Wei, the Great One. Wow. He is so muscular. No wonder his combat prowess is so high. Zhang Wei nodded to the crowd, his demeanor not one of arrogance. I'll step out to take a look. Level 1 monsters should be manageable. Shortly after he exited the door, a zombie, seemingly catching his scent from several meters away, immediately limped forward, howling in response. Within the gray mist, the two engaged in combat. The sound of chopping echoed intermittently, accompanied by the increasingly piercing cries of the zombies. In the plaza of the base, a group of individuals leaned over the railing, craning their necks to observe. Although the scene was obscured, one could easily imagine the formidable figure of their leader. How impressive! If only I possessed such strength. Gradually, the battle seemed to wane, and the cries of the undead diminished significantly. Zhang Wei's silhouette raced towards the base with urgency. As some approached to congratulate him, their expressions froze in shock. Zhang Wei's protective suit was torn, revealing long gashes inflicted by the zombies. Blood flowed profusely, and the wounds had taken on a sickly green hue. Help me. Zhang Wei's face was ashen, his lips tinged with green, his eyes bloodshot, and he appeared utterly despondent. Su Yunfei's gaze sharpened, instantly recognizing that he had been infected by the zombie virus. An ominous system announcement followed. Warning! Warning! A person in the base has been infected with the zombie virus and will transform into a formidable zombie within 5 minutes. Please address this urgently. Solutions: 1. Eliminate. 2. Administer antiviral medication. Screams erupted around Zhang Wei, and those nearby scattered in panic. The realization that someone as formidable as Zhang Wei had suffered injury and infection struck them like a bolt from the blue. Even more terrifying was the impending transformation into a zombie. Many were reduced to tears, utterly at a loss. They dared not kill him, and there was no antiviral medication available. What should we do? Several girls cried out, covering their mouths in distress. Understanding the gravity of his situation, Zhang Wei recognized his fate was sealed. He raised his axe and struck it forcefully against his temple. He ended his own life. Everyone, including Su Yunfei, was taken aback, stunned by his fierce resolve. His actions were swift and decisive, leaving no one time to intervene. The crowd stared at the lifeless body on the ground, struggling to comprehend what had transpired, too apprehensive to approach. Yet, the green virus on Zhang Wei's body continued to spread, toxic fluids seeping onto the ground. Some men furrowed their brows, their expressions conflicted, yet ultimately, they lacked the courage to take a step forward. Su Yunfei quietly approached, dragging Zhang Wei's body out of the base's entrance, with no one following. He halted 10 meters away and performed an energy extraction on Zhang Wei's corpse. Extraction successful. You have acquired the B-level talent, Bull Strength, doubling your strength attributes and bonuses. Current strength, 20 points. You have extracted 12 points of energy from the zombie virus. As the virus dissipated, Zhang Wei's body gradually transformed into a fine ash-like powder. Su Yunfei sighed. Brother was impulsive. Rest in peace. He used the fire axe to dig a grave and buried the ashes. Subsequently, he reviewed the recent system notification. It became clear that the energy extraction skill not only converted toxins into energy, but also allowed for the acquisition of certain attributes from the items. Having completed these tasks, Su Yunfei returned to the base to provide an account to everyone. Upon hearing that he had laid someone to rest, the crowd turned their gaze towards him, filled with admiration and gratitude. Thank you. You are truly courageous. I hold you in high esteem for accomplishing what we all wish to do. With the expressions of appreciation from the onlookers, the system presented a new notification to Su Yunfei. Dang. 43 positive reviews. Reputation 1. Congratulations on unlocking the reputation feature. Chapter 3. A step ahead, always first. The rewards keep coming shortly thereafter. Another system announcement followed. At safety base number 3418. Su Yunfei is the first to earn reputation, receiving a reward of 5 strength points. This announcement left everyone in astonishment, including Su Yunfei himself, who had not anticipated such a reward for being the first to gain reputation. He soon realized that being the pioneer in other endeavors would also yield additional benefits. Moreover, with his B-grade talent, the bull's strength, the power reward he received was doubled, totaling 10 points. His strength now reached 30 points. Coupled with a perfectly crafted basic fire axe, his chances of triumphing in battles had significantly increased. So your name is Su Yunfei. You must be quite the notable figure. Do you have a team? Su Yunfei shook his head and replied, I'm afraid I'm not a notable figure, nor do I have plans to form a team. With that, he offered no further words and swiftly departed the base. Now, as he ventured out to face monsters, he felt far more assured. He soon sought out a zombie that Zhang Wei had nearly dispatched. Without hesitation, he located the zombie and swiftly put it down. You have slain a level 1 sturdy zombie, earning 28 energy points. Energy extraction. Extraction successful. You have gained 2 agility points and 1 constitution point. You extracted 24 energy points from the level 1 sturdy zombie. As the energy was drawn away, the zombie's body gradually disintegrated into dust. A gentle white light surged into Su Yunfei's being. He now possessed a total of 52 energy points. The progress bar for leveling up surpassed the halfway mark. His combat power index had also exceeded 200, reaching an impressive 213. With such swift advancement, there must be additional rewards, he mused. As he made his way towards a wandering zombie, the creature noticed him and advanced with its clawed arms raised. Su Yunfei deftly sidestepped its attack, swinging his axe down with great force upon the zombie's chest. A sickening crunch echoed as the creature was slammed to the ground. Yet it was not dead. It continued to roar in agony, attempting to rise. Su Yunfei swiftly delivered a finishing blow to its head. The skull shattered, ensuring the zombie was thoroughly vanquished. A burst of white light erupted from its remains. You have slain a level 1 ordinary zombie, earning 23 energy points. Su Yunfei glanced at his personal panel, a wave of joy washing over him. 69 points. He was not far from leveling up. He directed his energy extraction ability towards the corpse of a common zombie once more. Extraction successful. Gained 1 point of constitution. You extracted 31 points of energy from a level 1 common zombie. You have successfully leveled up to level 2. All attributes 1. As Su Yunfei observed the data on his personal panel rise once again, a smile graced his face. His combat power index had surged, reaching 237. Undoubtedly the strongest in the base. System announcement. In safety base number 3418, Su Yunfei is the first to reach level 2, rewarded with 5 points of luck. Nodding, Su Yunfei's smile deepened. Indeed, leveling up quickly came with additional rewards. Although he was uncertain of the specific effects of the luck attribute, it was at least a pleasant notion. Within the base's chat channel, everyone was astonished. Could it be? I haven't even stepped outside the base, and someone has already leveled up to 2. Wow, this person is truly formidable. Multiple system announcements. Big shot, please take me along. I'm begging you, Su Daddy. Seriously, leveling up seems so easy. It gives me the false impression that zombies are easy to handle. Everyone, calm down. Zombies are truly tough. Do not let your guard down. Wow, not only is he strong, but he is also so handsome. I'm envious to the point of tears. Su Yunfei glanced at the chat, feeling somewhat helpless. It was merely a level up, yet the system had to announce it. Many were in awe of him. He recalled the reputation feature, unsure of its utility, but accumulating attributes could hardly be a mistake. Thus, Su Yunfei chose to familiarize himself with everyone. He stated in the channel, yes, everyone should remain vigilant and exercise caution. By the way, the weak point of most zombies should be the head. Striking there will be quicker. This was his insight after battling a single zombie. It could not be deemed a pattern, hence his tone was somewhat uncertain. However, others were grateful. Thank you, Big Shot, for sharing your experience. So the zombie's weakness truly is the head. We appreciate your confirmation. Ding. Positive feedback 12. Su Yunfei was unaware of the purpose of the positive feedback attribute and did not wish to delve into it. It was evident that positive feedback had no bearing on combat power and offered no assistance in battling monsters. He began searching for wandering zombies. Perhaps due to it being the first day for newcomers, the overall number of monsters outside the safety base was not particularly high. Coupled with the faint gray mist enveloping the air, finding monsters required a bit of effort. As Su Yunfei searched, he pondered. This gray mist was mysterious and likely possessed some toxicity. Fortunately, he was immune. Surrounding the safety base were areas resembling abandoned factory districts, with few people around. And consequently, not many zombies either. Scattered about were low, dilapidated buildings, debris everywhere, alongside empty factories. Fortunately, the buildings are not densely packed, nor are there towering structures, leaving few places for the monster to conceal itself. Suddenly, Su Yunfei's ears perked up as he heard the sound of an animal sprinting. He immediately turned his gaze in that direction, fully alert. Through the hazy mist, a large dog raced towards him at an astonishing speed. Its body was a sickly green, revealing a set of yellowed teeth. It was evidently a zombie dog. Droplets of viscous saliva dripped from its maw as it let out a furious growl, lunging directly at Su Yunfei. Crack! Bang! Two sounds echoed in succession. Su Yunfei brought his axe down upon the zombie dog's jaws, sending a multitude of teeth flying. Almost simultaneously, he delivered a swift kick to the creature's neck, propelling it several meters away, narrowly avoiding its lethal claws. The zombie dog was momentarily staggered and had yet to regain its footing. Seizing the opportunity, Su Yunfei advanced, wielding his axe to strike at its head. Bone shards flew. After 3 decisive blows, the zombie dog finally succumbed. You have slain a level 1 mutated zombie dog, gaining 43 energy points. Su Yunfei stared at the creature's lifeless form. A mutated zombie dog? No wonder it was so large and swift. Energy extraction. He directed his focus toward the carcass and initiated the energy extraction process. Extraction successful. Gained 3 agility points. You have extracted 44 energy points from the level 1 mutated zombie dog. Glancing at the personal panel reflecting his attribute growth, Su Yunfei was about to revel in his success when the system announcement chimed in once more. At safety base number 3418. Su Yunfei is the first to slay a level 1 mutated zombie dog, earning a reward of 5 constitution points. A delightful surprise of 5 additional attribute points. Su Yunfei's face lit up with joy. Being the first to vanquish a mutated monster also came with rewards. The detailed nomenclature suggested that every type and level of mutated creature would yield a reward. He had begun to relish being a step ahead of everyone else. Meanwhile, others at the base struggled to contain their excitement. Master, I regret not witnessing your glorious rampage. This is incredible. You've undoubtedly revealed your prowess. You are the A-grade talent, aren't you? Chapter 4. Unlocking the map. Reward. Basic perfect weapon. Su Yunfei's performance clearly surpassed that of his peers. It was only natural for them to associate him with the A-grade talent. To be capable of slaying mutated monsters, now that was true mastery. His rapid advancement in levels suggested that his A-grade talent must be exceptionally formidable. Su, could you possibly share what your talent is? Many were profoundly curious about Su Yunfei's abilities. Su Yunfei replied, You're overthinking it. I merely possess a C-grade talent. The defeat of the mutated dog was simply a stroke of luck. In a clash between 2 monsters, I merely reaped the benefits. He pondered for a moment and fabricated an excuse. My talent allows me to blink instantaneously within a 2-meter radius, but the scope is rather limited, rendering it nearly useless afterward. After uttering these words, he paid no heed to whether they believed him or not and resumed his quest for monsters. During his exploration, Su Yunfei discovered a ground strewn with debris, a plethora of refuse and filth. He attempted to utilize energy extraction on a fragment of rusted metal. Energy extraction successful. You have converted 001 points of energy from the dilapidated iron door. Su Yunfei was rendered speechless. This is utterly useless, a complete waste of my time. It appeared that from such detritus and refuse, little energy could be harnessed. It was likely that only substances of considerable toxicity harbored a greater quantity of energy. Forget it. I shall continue to hunt monsters. To ascend from level 2 to level 3, 400 points of energy were required, a staggering 4-fold increase from level 1 to level 2. Navigating through the gray mist, Su Yunfei found the ground littered with refuse, some of which impeded his movement. The fog also severely obstructed his vision, limiting his line of sight. He needed to approach within 20 meters to detect any monsters. Su Yunfei sighed inwardly. This fog is truly bothersome. If only I had a map. Lacking a map and directional signposts, he resolved to proceed in a single direction, ensuring he could return to the base along the same path. As he ventured further from the safety of the base, the gray fog thickened. Fortunately, there were a few more zombies and other monsters around. Su Yunfei joyfully engaged in monster hunting. You have killed a level 1 ordinary zombie, gaining 23 energy points. You have killed a level 1 ordinary zombie dog, gaining 26 energy points. Extraction successful. You have gained 2 points in constitution. Extraction successful. You have gained 2 points in strength. You have extracted 20 energy points from a level 1 ordinary zombie. His fire axe descended mercilessly. The system notifications rang incessantly. As Su Yunfei observed the energy points and various attributes rising rapidly, his heart brimmed with joy. Meanwhile, the other inhabitants of the safety base began to stabilize emotionally. Some teams started to venture out to hunt monsters as well. One person cannot defeat a level 1 ordinary zombie, but with a few more, surely it can be done. The The 5 of us worked together and managed to take down a zombie. At first, my hands were trembling, but once it was over, I felt exhilarated. It turns out zombies aren't so terrifying after all. Indeed, I feel the same. After acquiring energy points, I feel invincible. Teams that had experienced success began to communicate in the chat channel. Their triumphant monster hunts instilled a newfound confidence within them. Others were inspired. Really? It seems we must confront our inner fears. But I don't have a team. A person named Lin Yongnan encouraged. I've discovered that level 1 zombies are actually rather dull. When teamed up, as long as we coordinate properly, it's quite easy to slay them. Once we level up, we will surely gain attribute points, making the battles even more manageable. The captain of another team expressed agreement. Indeed, ordinary zombies are not formidable. One should not be as unfortunate as Zhang Wei, encountering a robust zombie instead. While engaged in conversation, the individuals remained vigilant, their actions unwavering. After a brief respite, they hastened to search for new monsters, driven by the pressure imposed by Su Yunfei. He had already reached level 2, advancing ahead of them. Fighting solo, he enjoyed the energy points exclusively. If all proceeded smoothly, he would surely ascend to level 3 first. Falling behind once meant falling behind consistently. The surrounding monsters were already sparse. It was unreasonable to allow Su Yunfei to monopolize them entirely. Thus, the other moderately capable teams were particularly proactive. However, ominous notifications echoed through the air. Newcomer Wang Feng has been slain by a level 1 robust zombie. He will transform into a level 1 ordinary zombie in 5 minutes. Newcomer Yuan Yunyan has been killed by a level 1 zombie pig. She will transform into a level 1 ordinary zombie in 5 minutes. Such fatal announcements have been made repeatedly over the course of 2 hours, claiming the lives of several newcomers who would now become new zombies themselves. Everyone remained cautious, determined not to become overconfident. Although such events were unavoidable, an oppressive atmosphere lingered within the 3418 safety base channel. Upon witnessing the kill notifications, Su Yunfei too became more circumspect. Despite his formidable strength, capable of dispatching an ordinary zombie with a single blow from his axe, he opted for prudence to avoid downfall over trivial matters. Feeling that he had ventured far from the base, he glanced upward. The sky appeared to be darkening. Dusk was approaching. Just as he contemplated returning to the base, the system unexpectedly announced, "Congratulations to the 3418 safety base. Su Yunfei has explored outward, exceeding a linear distance of 500 meters to the east of the base. Map function activated, currently displaying a radius of 500 meters around the base, with accompanying fog clearance effect." Su Yunfei's heart raced with exhilaration. Could it truly be this way? Turning back, he indeed noticed the gray mist dissipating rapidly. Clarity of vision surged forth. The system further notified him, "You have activated the map function for the base, earning a reward of 1 primary self-selected weapon, accompanied by a basic skill." This time, it was not attribute points, but rather a weapon. While Su Yunfei possessed a primary perfect quality fire axe, he found it somewhat insubstantial as his strength grew, diminishing in feel. He observed that the system did not provide selectable categories. It seemed he had to make a request. Su Yunfei declared, "I would like a long staff, please." Ding. Reward has been dispatched. Please check your inventory. A long staff, gleaming with a cold light, materialized in Su Yunfei's backpack. As he retrieved it, he couldn't help but be astonished. E-grade tungsten steel long rod, impeccable quality, crafted from high-hardness tungsten steel alloy. It is heavier and more lethal. Attack power is 40, with a speed of 5. When striking with both ends, the attack power is 8. This rod measures 22 meters in length, 35 centimeters in thickness, and weighs over 60 pounds. Coupled with the high-strength alloy material, its attack power slightly surpasses that of a fire axe, which is quite reasonable. Su Yunfei held the long rod in his hand, twirled it with finesse, and felt an immense sense of satisfaction. His strength attribute had now reached 45 points, making the rod feel just right in his grasp. Additionally, the rod came with a skill, elementary rod technique. The system, exhibiting remarkable intelligence, informed him, "You have mastered the university-level elementary rod technique, which has automatically advanced to intermediate rod technique, level D." Su Yunfei beamed with joy. "Excellent. Now I can employ combat skills." Chapter 5, Discovery of the Life Supermarket. The ranking list unveiled. After acquiring the intermediate rod technique, Su Yunfei felt an influx of knowledge and techniques regarding the rod technique surge into his mind. He also realized that repetitively obtaining similar skills would lead to automatic upgrades. With diligent practice, he could enhance his proficiency. Although this rod technique was merely a foundational martial art, its damage output was 2 to 3 times greater than without any skills. This would make battling monsters considerably more convenient. However, the system notifications were not yet over. Ding. Reputation, 2. Positive reviews, 105. Su Yunfei comprehended that reputation and positive reviews reflected others' impressions of him. He promptly checked the chat channel. Indeed, others in the base were jubilant, expressing their gratitude towards him. Has Su the Great ventured so far? Incredible. The nearby map has opened, and the fog has lifted, making it convenient for everyone. We are immensely grateful. The Great One is truly virtuous. I bow to you. Thank you, Great One. The chat channel was flooded with expressions of gratitude towards Su Yunfei. The map was exceedingly significant. It appeared that it could only be unlocked through exploration. Since unlocking the map also granted rewards, Su Yunfei grew curious about the specific rules. How could one unlock a broader range of the map? The system replied, from the base as the center, in any direction, due east, due west, due south, or due north. If the straight line distance exceeds 500 meters, it will unlock. Excellent. Su Yunfei examined the system map closely. He discovered that several icons were displayed, most marked with question marks. This undoubtedly required personal exploration to illuminate the icons. Would illuminating the icons be a shared experience for everyone? No. Each survivor can edit their map, adding notes and action plans. If one wishes to share intelligence with others, the sharing function can be selected. Understood. Su Yunfei gazed towards the south. The map indicated the presence of a building in that direction. He was about 60 meters away, and the presence of a building suggested a high likelihood of resources. After a moment's contemplation, Su Yunfei resolved to investigate and illuminate the location. The map indeed proved to be quite advantageous. A few minutes later, he arrived near the building icon, which turned out to be a 3-story small edifice adorned with a dilapidated and faded sign at the top. Upon his arrival, he received a system notification. You have arrived at the Carrefour Living Supermarket. The icon has been illuminated. Su Yunfei could not contain his elation. It was indeed a supermarket. Surely, it must be stocked with abundant supplies. As this thought crossed his mind, he suddenly realized he was a bit hungry. After all, he had traversed into this world around 2 p.m. and had been battling and exploring continuously, depleting his energy. Despite his excitement, Su Yunfei refrained from acting impulsively. Around the supermarket, there were about a dozen level 1 zombies wandering aimlessly. The entrance stood wide open, with the occasional zombie staggering past within. The relentless low growls of the multitude of zombies resonated like a haunting chorus. Judging by the sounds, there were indeed many zombies inside. Su Yunfei frowned slightly. Zombies were highly sensitive to noise. Should a battle ensue, their cries would attract all nearby zombies. He was still observing when the system announcement echoed. Survivors, nightfall approaches. There are 15 minutes until 6 p.m. From 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. the following day, the endless apocalypse world will enter a nighttime state, during which all zombies and monsters will have their attributes increased by 50 and their aggressiveness doubled. Dinner will be served promptly at 6:05 p.m. Please return to the safe base to dine. Upon hearing this, Su Yunfei smiled faintly and resolved not to linger any longer. It was time to return for dinner. He decided to explore the supermarket in the morning when he would be well rested. The sheer number of zombies here was quite overwhelming. Even if others discovered this place, they would struggle to deal with them. Su Yunfei felt no worry about resources being snatched away. He turned and headed back to the safe base. In merely 10 minutes, he returned to his sanctuary. After a brief rest and a refreshing shower, at 6:05 p.m., the system announcement rang out punctually. Dinner has been served. Please enjoy. During the novice period, 2 meals are provided daily, at 6:05 and 18:05. Su Yunfei saw a flash of white light on the table as a dinner package materialized. Eagerly, he opened it to find a 250g can of meat, a 250g can of peas, and a 200g portion of buttered bread. He began to eat while perusing the chat from others. System, what is going on? You only provide 2 meals a day? My family has 5. We have 11 meals daily. System, don't make me beg on my knees for more. This food is too meager. It cannot compare to life on Blue Star. Well, having something to eat is already a blessing. Let us not be too picky. Indeed, once the novice phase has passed, sustenance must be sought independently. Before long, Su Yunfei finished the rather unappetizing food. Wiping his mouth, he pondered. Tomorrow, he must secure that living supermarket. Additionally, there are surely other means to procure food, which require exploration to unveil. As the clock struck 6 in the evening, darkness enveloped the sky rapidly. Su Yunfei ceased to concern himself with others, instead reflecting on the day's gains and lessons learned. This was his habit. Reviewing the events of the day allows for lasting memory. In the afternoon, he had made significant progress, achieving level 2 at 70. His attributes had also seen considerable enhancement. Strength at 48, Constitution at 25, Agility at 23, Spirit at 42, Wisdom at 18, and Luck at 28. His overall combat power index had reached an impressive 385. This was merely his combat power in a non-combat state. When employing skills during battle, the data would undoubtedly surpass 400. After his review, Su Yunfei contemplated the plans for the following day. First, he would eliminate the zombies at the living supermarket, then conduct a thorough search. If all went smoothly, he would engage in monster hunting while exploring, striving to unlock 1,000 meters of the map and illuminate more map icons. After freshening up, Su Yunfei retired for the night, needing to restore his energy. As night fell, the number of zombies outside the safe base increased, their incessant howls echoing in the stillness of the night. The cacophony of cries, both high and low, was relentless. Many were driven to madness, more unsettling than a cat in heat. Help! How can one find sleep amidst this torment? Endure it. One will eventually grow accustomed. Everyone was forcing themselves to slumber. Yet, Su Yunfei had already succumbed to deep sleep, utterly unfazed, his spirits soaring. However, at midnight, he was jolted awake by a series of system announcements. After 12 hours of initial experience, the endless Doomsday Survival System welcomes a functional update. Level leaderboard activated. Combat power leaderboard activated. Kill leaderboard activated. Trading function activated. System mall activated. Survivors, you may now explore the latest features. Wishing you a pleasant survival experience. The chat channel quickly erupted. Wow. Without comparison, there is no disparity. You are still the formidable one. Chapter 6. Techniques for Enhancing Constitution. Double Attribute Rewards. With the release of the leaderboards, the comparative strength of everyone within the base became crystal clear. Behold, first place on the level leaderboard, Su Yunfei, level 2. First place on the combat power leaderboard, Su Yunfei, 385. First place on the kill leaderboard, Su Yunfei, having slain 18 monsters. He dominated all 3 charts with overwhelming superiority. Glancing at the leaderboard, Su Yunfei noted that his rankings were unsurprising. The level board offered little of interest, as everyone started with low levels. The monster ranking list is rather inflated. In team hunts, each participant counts as an individual kill. What truly warrants attention, however, is the combat power leaderboard. It appears that this ranking solely considers one's own attribute points, excluding weapons, equipment, and skills. Nevertheless, Su Yunfei's current strength is already quite formidable, boasting a combat power that exceeds the second place by a staggering 200 points. Su Yunfei took note of the top contenders in combat power. Second place, Lu Shan, with 185 points. Third place, Lin Yongnan, with 179 points. Fourth place, Jiang Ding, with 178 points. Fifth place, Huang Xiuyan, with 175 points. And sixth place, Li Xinrong, with 170 points. All these individuals have reached level 2, while the 7th remains at level 1. It is evident that these 5 are likely a cohesive team, representing the strongest collective force of the safe base. Upon the release of the rankings, the chat channel erupted with excitement. Wow, Su is incredibly strong. He's always in first place. How can someone with C-grade talent be so powerful? I finally understand. Exceptional individuals remain exceptional, regardless of their environment. Apart from the ordinary players who were filled with admiration, the small team of 5 was particularly astounded. In their team channel, they were discussing Su Yunfei as well. I thought our strength was quite impressive, but we've been left so far behind. His combat power is truly terrifying. How did he achieve that? This guy is too powerful. It's best not to cross him. They also voiced their admiration in the chat channel. Su Yunfei, big boss, looks familiar. This one is the real deal. His growth rate is enviable. Big boss, may I add you as a friend? Meanwhile, Su Yunfei was exploring the functionalities of the trading hall and system mall. The trading hall facilitates resource exchanges between players, yet it had just opened and contained few items. A handful of jesters had even listed empty cans for sale. As for the system mall, its inventory refreshes daily at midnight, featuring a total of 12 items, including a discount section with 2 items at a 20 discount. To his surprise, the currency was energy points. Su Yunfei felt a surge of joy. However, upon examining the prices, he realized his excitement was premature and inwardly cursed. The system is a swindler. These prices are exorbitant. A 250G can of peas costs 50 energy points, while a meat can is priced at 100 energy points. A basic protective suit is 300 energy points, and a box of compressed biscuits in the discount section is valued at 2,000 energy points after the discount. Su Yunfei found himself disinterested in the day's offerings in the mall. Nevertheless, this feature is quite beneficial, providing exposure to various unusual items. Who knows? Perhaps one day something useful will refresh? Bolstered by the prospect of accumulating energy points, Su Yunfei resolved to embark on a frenzied monster hunt the following day. A fleeting thought crossed his mind, sparking a new idea. He could enlist the help of others. Su Yunfei opened the chat channel and noticed several requests to add friends. With a single click, he accepted them all. He then addressed the chat. If anyone has monster corpses, feel free to trade them with me. I can exchange various resources. And we can commence transactions tomorrow. As the top player on the leaderboard, his words radiated a distinctive golden glow, instantly enlivening the chat. Monster corpses, filthy and foul-smelling, were in demand. The Great One's thought process was indeed extraordinary. Had he known, he would have collected the zombies he defeated earlier in the day. All right, Great One. I'll trade tomorrow. With others eagerly responding, Su Yunfei felt reassured and said, "Everyone, rest early. We have battles ahead tomorrow. I shall take my leave." He then returned to his slumber, while many remained tense and anxious, unable to sleep through the night. The next day, at 4:30 a.m., Su Yunfei awoke punctually. Thanks to his well-established routine. In his youth, suffering from poor health, he had developed a habit of exercise and self-care. After freshening up, he sat cross-legged on his bed and began his daily yoga meditation. Initially, a few stray thoughts crossed his mind, but soon he was fully immersed in a tranquil mental realm. He lost track of time, and when he reopened his eyes, an hour had passed. Su Yunfei exhaled slowly, feeling refreshed and invigorated. Suddenly, the system prompted him. You have completed a B-level meditation, Spirit 2. System announcement. Safety base number 3418. Su Yunfei was the first to discover this, enhancing his spirit attribute through meditation. Reward: 12 bottles of comfort beverage, 12 pieces of dark chocolate. This unexpected reward made Su Yunfei's eyes sparkle. It dawned on him that meditation could indeed enhance one's spirit, even in this post-apocalyptic world. The rewards appeared in his backpack. The chat channel erupted once more. So early in the morning, I'm still half asleep, and the Great One is already making headlines. Is the Great One even human? How can you discover such things? How infuriating. That as comfort beverage. Woe is me. Su Yunfei paid no heed to the banter in the chat, nor did he glance at the system rewards. Instead, he swiftly rose and practiced a set of physical conditioning exercises, the 8 parts of the golden body. This Taoist health regimen was well known and effective. Eager to claim his rewards, he hastened his movements, completing what normally took half an hour in just over 10 minutes. The results were naturally not remarkable, but if the system endorsed it, then it must be valid. You have completed in F level 8 parts of the golden body, Constitution 0, 2. System announcement follows. The 3418 security base, Su Yunfei being the first to discover, has enhanced his physical strength through the 8-part golden body technique. Reward: C-grade protective boots, X1. Upon witnessing the emergence of a pair of sleek black boots within the system space, Su Yunfei could not help but feel elated. Yet, a tinge of dissatisfaction lingered in his heart as he pondered. System, could you refrain from disclosing the rewards in future announcements? Certainly. The announcement rewards have been concealed for you. At this moment, in a security room on the 4th floor, Lin Yongnan, who was practicing military boxing, halted his movements upon hearing the system prompt, exhaling a sigh. Alas. So close, yet ultimately a step behind. He felt a surge of frustration. What manner of creature is this person, whose reflexes are astonishingly rapid? The moment he heard the announcement, an idea sparked in his mind, prompting him to commence his military boxing. However, he still could not outpace Su Yunfei. Chapter 7. Slaying monsters like mowing grass. 1 strike for each colossal zombie. As the system announcement resonated, the chat channel erupted once more. Big shot. How many surprises do you have that I remain unaware of? This is extraordinary. The rewards are simply bountiful. High-grade protective boots sound incredibly impressive. Lin Yongnan could not restrain his admiration. Yesterday, I thought that Brother Su's strength was partly due to luck. Only now do I realize that exceptional individuals possess undeniable prowess. After the first announcement, I promptly began practicing military boxing. Yet I was still a moment too late, just a mere 10 seconds. Such a genius, coupled with remarkable execution and formidable strength, is only to be expected. Upon reading Lin Yongnan's remarks, Su Yunfei's gaze sharpened slightly. Well, you are quite the clever one. That was a close call. If I had been just 10 seconds slower, the first place would have been snatched away. Thankfully, I acted swiftly. Su Yunfei mused. I must not become complacent. With so many individuals traversing this realm, it is entirely natural for strong contenders to emerge. One must not underestimate the heroes of the world. At this juncture, the system prompted, you have mastered the complete E-grade 8-part golden body technique and may impart it to others. Sharing is encouraged in this apocalyptic world. Your students will gain attribute points, and you will receive 200. Such fortunate tidings. Although one may only receive this benefit once per individual each day, Su Yunfei decisively opted to teach. A 200 return means double the benefit, even if others only gain 0.1 points each time. The accumulation among many will prove significant. The best part is, it requires no effort or expense on his part. It's akin to a windfall. Additionally, Su Yunfei transmitted the method of meditation through the system. Others in the base were left astounded. Wow, Is the big shot truly this selfless? Yes, even sharing methods to enhance attributes? This is what it means to embody the spirit of a true champion. I am truly moved. Once the novice period concludes and we establish our own base, I will undoubtedly select the big shot as our leader. Many were profoundly impressed by Su Yunfei's selflessness and held him in high regard. Ding. Positive feedback. 108. Listening to the familiar system prompt, Su Yunfei smiled faintly. It can be said that his influence and reputation at the 3418 security base were unparalleled. However, the master leads one to the door, but the cultivation must be pursued individually. The achievements of others fall beyond his control. Shortly after, morning arrived at 6 o'clock, with the dawn light gently illuminating the world. At 6:05, breakfast was promptly served by the system. The morning meal was more sumptuous than dinner. In addition to canned goods and bread, there were 2 boiled eggs and a 200-milliliter bottle of milk. Such an abundance could be preserved for later, perhaps for lunch. Could one cultivate land here? Otherwise, starvation would be inevitable. As an agricultural student, he hoped his companions would share any seeds they found. The energy provided was insufficient compared to the demands of battling monsters, making life quite precarious. Unlike others who cherished their food, Su Yunfei devoured his breakfast with little concern, finishing it in mere moments. He then prepared to head out. Su Yunfei briefly inspected his possessions. His weapons included an E-grade tungsten steel staff and an E-grade fire axe. His protective gear consisted of an F-grade protective suit and C-grade combat boots. Supplies included 12 bottles of cola and 12 pieces of dark chocolate. This configuration should suffice to conquer the nearby supermarket. Su Yunfei scrutinized the details of his boots. Military protective boots, C-grade. Crafted from special materials with a sleek and stylish design, favored by many officers. These boots provide effective protection and support for your legs and feet, featuring powerful pressure reduction and shock absorption. Physical strength, 20, movement speed, 20. Skill, elastic suspension, within 3 minutes, movement speed 100, jumping ability doubled. So, they were military-grade items. Su Yunfei immediately donned the boots and tried them out. The glossy black knee-high boots felt incredibly comfortable, as if his feet were buoyed by the wind, making walking significantly easier and less strenuous. He leaped from the third-floor balcony, landing gracefully with hardly any sensation of impact, all absorbed by the boots. He swiftly ran towards the base's main entrance, and just as he was about to step outside, he received a system notification. Zombies and other monsters appear to have detected the existence of this base. Level 2 zombies have emerged. More powerful monsters are en route. Su Yunfei continued his pace. The strength of the monsters outside was linked to the base, which was expected. It was highly likely that the supermarket harbored level 2 zombies and ordinary monsters, comparable to level 1 strong zombies. On the way, he encountered a level 1 strong zombie. With a mighty swing of his staff, he struck its skull directly. A resounding crack echoed as the zombie's head shattered, causing it to collapse. Excellent. 1 strike for 1 strong zombie. Su Yunfei felt a surge of satisfaction. Initially, he had contemplated strategies to eliminate the horde of zombies in the supermarket. Now it seemed that no strategy was necessary. He could simply act. He proceeded to extract the virus from the strong zombie. With the additional kills, a total of 82 energy points were acquired. Only 38 more points are needed to ascend to level 3, merely the matter of an ordinary zombie. Su Yunfei did not linger on the road to slay more monsters. Within a mere 6 or 7 minutes, he arrived at the supermarket. Outside, a dozen zombies continued to wander, with the addition of a level 2 zombie. Grasping his tungsten steel rod, Su Yunfei approached the nearest zombie. A cacophony of howls erupted as the group of zombies turned in unison, rushing towards him. With agility, Su Yunfei maneuvered his feet, wielding the rod in both hands. Swing. Strike. Stab. His moves flowed effortlessly, delivering a resounding barrage upon the undead. With a crash, the zombies toppled like grass cut by the wind. The level 2 zombie appeared momentarily dazed before its head was severed. A swift kill. Without pausing, Su Yunfei pressed onward. The ghastly howls of the zombies echoed within the supermarket. From the entrance, several zombies surged forth. Su Yunfei met them head-on, with 2 swift strikes. The first zombies to exit fell at the threshold. The relentless horde continued to advance. Acting as a gatekeeper, he dispatched each zombie with precision. In no time, the supermarket quieted considerably. At the entrance, a mound of zombie corpses had formed. Extracting energy from them would yield no less than 1,000 energy points. Not to mention the kill rewards. You have slain a level 1 ordinary zombie, earning 23 energy points. You have slain a level 2 ordinary zombie, earning 43 energy points. You have ascended to level 3, all attributes increased by 1. At safety base number 3418, Su Yunfei is the first to reach level 3. Rewards have been concealed. This time, the reward remained a modest 5 points of luck. System notifications and announcements rang out incessantly. The enemy kill leaderboard was rapidly changing. Many were left astonished. What is this powerhouse doing? The kill count is skyrocketing. In just a few seconds, it increased by several. This is not slaying monsters, but mowing down grass. Either he possesses some extraordinary item, or his strength has utterly surpassed that of level 1 monsters. This is exhilarating. I too shall join the fray. Su Yunfei paid no heed to the system. He was busy kicking aside the zombie corpses, preparing to enter the supermarket. Suddenly, a low growl resonated as an enormous zombie, towering over 2 meters, approached him slowly. Chapter 8. Slaying the level 2 zombie leader. Gaining a new talent. This zombie was the largest Su Yunfei had encountered thus far, a level 2 zombie leader. His gaze sharpened as he discerned the name displayed by the system. No wonder it was so colossal. Its health was 5 times that of an ordinary level 2 zombie. Surely, the leader must possess something valuable. The visage of the zombie leader was grotesque, emanating a terrifying aura as it let out low growls while swiftly advancing towards Su Yunfei. However, Su Yunfei was even swifter. Leveraging the length of his weapon, he thrust his staff forward, piercing the zombie leader's chest and leaving a noticeable dent. A furious roar escaped the zombie leader, seemingly provoked by the attack. Leaning forward, it swiped at Su Yunfei with its elongated claws. Yet, Su Yunfei nimbly dodged aside. The zombie leader, having overexerted itself, lost its balance momentarily. With a hearty laugh, Su Yunfei struck again, aiming for its head. A pile of zombie corpses lay between him and the hulking creature, serving as both a hindrance and a shield, effectively trapping the zombie leader within the supermarket. Su Yunfei seized the opportunity, attacking with rapid precision. While the enraged zombie leader howled and flung the corpses around in a frenzy, it charged at Su Yunfei, simultaneously gathering a viscous liquid in its mouth before spitting it out with a hiss. Such a lack of martial ethics. Su Yunfei narrowly avoided the foul projectile. His heart racing, evading the zombie leader's relentless assaults, he reached the open area in front of the supermarket. The spacious terrain allowed him to wield his staff with greater ease. Pursued by the zombie leader, it was ironically the creature itself that sustained the brunt of the punishment. Take that, you foul beast. As the zombie leader's health rapidly diminished, Su Yunfei leaped into the air, bringing his tungsten steel staff crashing down upon its head. The sickening crack of bones echoed ominously. With its health completely depleted, the zombie leader stood motionless for a few seconds before collapsing with a thud. You have slain a level 2 zombie leader, earning 98 energy. System announcement. At safety base number 3418. Su Yunfei is the first to slay a level 2 zombie leader. Rewards have been concealed. Casting a glance at the massive corpse before him and then towards the now silent supermarket, Su Yunfei chuckled to himself as he contemplated the system rewards. A moment of astonishment followed, swiftly replaced by uncontainable joy. Remarkably, he had acquired an A-grade talent. It seemed that aside from awakening and extraction, there were other avenues to obtain talents. Su Yunfei meticulously examined his newfound ability. Weakness Insight A-grade. Your keen vision allows you to discern the weaknesses of monsters. Attacking these weaknesses inflicts additional damage. A-grade enables insight into the weaknesses of monsters below the leader level, including the frail, ordinary, robust, and elite categories, as well as mutations beneath the leader tier. Note: repeated acquisition of the same talent can elevate its level. Quite impressive indeed, Su Yunfei mused contentedly. Although this talent might not appear potent at present, given the relatively weak monsters he had encountered, its potential was undeniable. However, as time passes, the monsters grow increasingly formidable, and the ability to discern their weaknesses becomes exceedingly advantageous, akin to possessing a strategy guide for vanquishing foes. With this talent, Su Yunfei is now more assured of securing the first kill against powerful monsters. Currently, he has acquired 3 talents: Innate Talent, Virus Overlord, SSS grade. Other talents: Strength of the Bull, B grade. Insight into Weaknesses, A grade. Su Yunfei cannot fathom the immense power he would wield if he possessed a dozen or even several dozen talents. A few minutes prior, on the outskirts of the base, the Wenyang team, comprised of Lu Shan, Lin Yongnan, and 3 others, ventured forth to battle monsters. Each member exhibited commendable combat prowess, and following yesterday's practice, their coordination today was remarkably seamless, yielding heightened efficiency. They could swiftly eliminate a level 1 ordinary zombie within a minute. This smooth progress instilled a sense of accomplishment, and as they observed their kill counts steadily rising, the team engaged in light-hearted banter. Though we may not rival Suda, we are certainly not lacking, consistently placing between 2nd and 6th. Indeed, let us push ourselves to reach level 3 as soon as possible. At this rate, we will surely achieve it by this morning. However, mere moments later, The 5 members of the Wenyang team widened their eyes in astonishment as they gazed at the kill leaderboard. Su Yunfei's statistics were soaring at an astonishing pace. He was eliminating foes almost every few seconds. Goodness, this is too ruthless. Has he invaded the monster den? Before they could fully express their astonishment, an announcement echoed through the system. At safety base 3418, Su Yunfei is the first to reach level 3. The Wenyang team fell into a stunned silence. They had been hoping to ascend to level 3 swiftly, perhaps narrowing the gap with Su Yunfei. Yet, unexpectedly, he had achieved level 3 shortly after stepping outside. Team leader Lu Shan contemplated for a moment and remarked, "The big shot must have been on the verge of level 3 for quite some time." Lin Yongnan chuckled. "There's no point in comparing ourselves to him. He is a monster, likely to become reclusive." The others nodded in agreement, voicing their concurrence. However, shortly afterward, another system notification resounded. At safety base 3418, Su Yunfei is the first to slay a level 2 zombie leader. The Wenyang team was utterly astonished, their expressions shifting drastically. "There's a zombie leader? He can actually defeat it?" I was keeping a close watch on the leaderboard, and it took the big shot just over a minute to slay that leader. The 5 immediately turned their attention to the chat channel. Others reacted similarly, their minds reeling. I thought I had become indifferent, yet I was still shaken by the big shot's prowess. I never expected there would be leader-level monsters. It's terrifying. Lu Shan also messaged Su Yunfei. "Big shot, could you share the monster parameters with us? We wish to witness it." Eager to learn more, Su Yunfei opened the monster compendium in the system and sent the information. Instantly, many were astonished. Goodness, a staggering 1,500 health points? This is a tank. The master is impressive. The members of the Weni squad exchanged glances, rendered speechless. A leader-level zombie was indeed formidable, and their team was currently incapable of dealing with it. This meant that Su Yunfei alone possessed combat prowess surpassing that of all 5 of them combined. In the midst of their silence, Lu Shan suddenly recalled something and reminded, "Master Su, you must be nearing level 4, right? Do take your time leveling up. Otherwise, there will be level 4 monsters outside tomorrow." Lin Yongnan added, "No. With the Master's monster slaying speed, reaching level 5 is not out of the question." The others at the base were also flustered. "Master, we implore you to slow down a bit. We are still battling level 1 creatures." This was a point Su Yunfei had not considered, and upon reflection, it was indeed the case. With a thought, he inquired of the system, "Will spending energy points cause my level to decrease?" Chapter 9, Sudden Wealth. The Supermarket of Abundance. Supplies overflowing. Will spending energy points cause my level to decrease? Su Yunfei mused that it should equate to a deduction of experience. Yet the system responded, "Your level will not decrease. However, only after compensating for the depleted energy points can you continue to level up." Su Yunfei frowned. It was astonishing that there would be no downgrade. Thus, he recognized he could not afford to level up too rapidly. The system interface then presented a detailed explanation regarding energy points. After perusing it, Su Yunfei understood. Energy points were indeed one of the core resources in this apocalyptic world. They could be used for leveling up, as well as serving as system currency to purchase items or services. The energy bank was quite advantageous. Once activated, energy points would not be automatically consumed for leveling. Instead, they would be stored without limit. When one wished to level up, they could simply withdraw the points. Su Yunfei decisively activated the energy bank. Now, he could confidently extract energy from the multitude of zombie corpses scattered about. He communicated in the chat channel, "Energy can be stored. I will pause my leveling today." The others breathed a sigh of relief and understood the situation. "Thank you, esteemed master, for your consideration. We will make the most of our time to level up today." Subsequently, Su Yunfei prepared to enter the supermarket to assess the available supplies. However, he received several system notifications. "Zhao Xiaohui successfully practiced the 8 parts of the Vajra skill you taught. Physique increased by 0.2. Your physique increased by 0.4. Li Yao successfully practiced. Your physique increased by 0.5. In the blink of an eye, Su Yunfei's physique had risen by an impressive 48 points. And he had done nothing. A wave of exhilaration washed over him. It seemed some individuals had completed their training, yielding remarkable results. In the chat channel, several people were equally thrilled. "The technique taught by the master is incredibly effective. I diligently practiced it once, and my physique increased by 0.3. Me too. Now my entire body feels warm. It's simply delightful. I am preparing to return shortly, to enhance my attributes, so that I may venture forth to confront monsters." Those outside, upon witnessing this, expressed their envy. "Is the effect truly this remarkable? I shall practice diligently upon my return this evening." Leveling up merely increases all attributes by 1, indicating that the system indeed encourages perseverance and self-improvement. Su Yunfei chuckled heartily. Offering words of encouragement, The training effects here seem to surpass those of Blue Star by at least tenfold, so let us all strive together. His words appeared to possess an inspiring quality, igniting a fervor among many who eagerly proclaimed their intention to achieve excellence in their training. Within the supermarket, Su Yunfei sheathed his long staff and grasped the fire axe, stepping cautiously inside. A profound silence enveloped the space, permeated by the foul stench of decay. As his gaze swept across the rows of toppled shelves, Su Yunfei lamented the loss. The presence of zombies had undoubtedly ravaged the goods. Nevertheless, he swiftly scoured the first floor, discovering a considerable amount of intact supplies. This modest supermarket spanned approximately 50 to 60 square meters. Ascending to the second floor, he uncovered garments and footwear, followed by the third floor, which appeared to be the proprietor's living quarters. The items here were few, but relatively well preserved. Notably, the upper two floors were devoid of zombies. Upon returning to the first floor, he stumbled upon a basement. Choosing to temporarily ignore the basement, he focused on gathering the supplies on the first floor: toiletries, assorted packaged snacks, and an impressive array of undamaged everyday tools such as scissors, cutlery, small hammers, and pliers, all remarkably intact. He also collected water bottles, rice cookers, thermoses, and umbrellas, along with simple medical supplies like band-aids, alcohol wipes, and ointments. In the tobacco and alcohol section, Su Yunfei took away packaged cigarettes and a lighter, along with an assortment of alcoholic beverages. From the beverage aisle, he gathered juices, sodas, sparkling water, and more. The purified water section boasted neatly stacked barrels of clean water. The fresh produce area, unfortunately, was largely spoiled, which he chose to disregard. However, he found dried goods such as mushrooms, black fungus, grains, and dried chili peppers, all well sealed in glass jars. Subsequently, he discovered salted fish, cured meats, sausages, and ham. At this juncture, he realized the most pressing issue. His storage space was insufficient. The initial capacity was 1 cubic meter, increasing by 1 cubic meter with each level gained. With 3 cubic meters available now, he could scarcely accommodate the items from the first floor alone. There was also a small storage room at the back of the first floor, not to mention the second and third floors. Remaining calm, Su Yunfei inquired of the system regarding a solution. If additional storage space is required, it can be rented or purchased. Renting costs 200 energy points per cubic meter per day. Purchasing costs 500 energy points per cubic meter. Su Yunfei's thoughts sharpened, realizing he had a viable solution. There were many items here that he deemed unnecessary, which held little value in the apocalypse. Occupying space unnecessarily should be redirected towards the trade of monster corpses. Once the useless items are cleared and energy extracted, decisions can be made. Su Yunfei shouted in the chat channel. The trading of monster corpses begins now, open for 24 hours. As he spoke, he sent information about several items. The chat channel erupted in excitement, with everyone wide-eyed. Wow. Cigarettes. Where did you get those? Alcohol. Goodness, I'm craving it. Oh no, instant noodles. It's the pickled cabbage flavor. Arriving in this apocalyptic world felt like a distant dream. They had nearly forgotten the original taste of these items. To their surprise, this world still possessed such treasures. Instantly, many people's cravings and desires were ignited. Those who had monster corpses promptly contacted Su Yunfei. He assured them, don't worry. Everyone will get a share. As for the price, I will determine that. He quickly listed some supplies, specifying the trading conditions. For instance, 1 umbrella can be exchanged for 1 level 1 ordinary zombie corpse. He showed no interest in less useful items, keeping only a few for himself. However, he strictly controlled the trade of cigarettes, alcohol, beverages, and food. He abstained from tobacco and alcohol. But various food items were strategic resources that he intended to reserve for himself. Even so, there were still many who, perhaps with hopes of profit, exchanged monster corpses for bowls, cutting boards, and similar items. After half an hour, most of the less useful items were cleared out, freeing up approximately 1 cubic meter of space in the system. Before Su Yunfei, 32 monster corpses were neatly stacked from his trades. The 30 he had killed in the supermarket, along with the zombie leader, were piled beside them. Thus, this could be regarded as a whole, eliminating the need to extract energy from each one individually. A total of 62 monsters. Among them were around 10 level 2 monsters. This splendid scene stirred excitement within Su Yunfei. By the minimum standard, even if he extracted just 30 points of energy from each, that would yield a staggering 1,800 points. Attribute points were certainly not to be overlooked. He was on the brink of becoming immensely wealthy. Chapter 10. The Path to Continued Wealth. Frenzied collection of 3,000 energy points. A new technique. Su Yunfei first silenced the system notification sounds. Energy extraction. Instantly, the viruses and toxins from the pile of monster corpses rapidly coalesced. In the blink of an eye, they transformed into white energy orbs that surged into Su Yunfei's body. Silent notifications flooded the system panel like snowflakes. Energy extraction successful. You have converted 38 points of energy from a level 1 ordinary zombie. You have converted 59 points of energy from a level 2 ordinary zombie. Constitution 2, Strength 1. Such notifications seemed endless. Su Yunfei closed his eyes, feeling his body rapidly transforming into a vessel of immense strength. At this moment, his vitality surged, his skin glowed with a healthy hue, and his spirit was invigorated. Within him, an influx of attribute points and energy surged forth, causing his muscles to twitch and undergo significant enhancement in mere moments. With a deep exhale, Su Yunfei released a breath of stale air, and a glimmer of brilliance flashed in his eyes. He clenched his fist, feeling a palpable increase in strength, and a wave of exhilaration washed over him. He had struck gold this time. Before him lay heaps of zombie corpses, now reduced to mere dust. The energy points he extracted totaled an impressive 165. He stored them all away. The accumulated attribute points were enough to drive the other members of the base into a frenzy. With his strength doubled, he gained an additional 108 points, 35 in constitution, 23 in agility, and 6 in spirit. As for wisdom and luck, both remained at a paltry 0, highlighting their rarity. Glancing at his comprehensive combat power index, Su Yunfei felt a surge of elation. He had surpassed 1,000. At this moment, his total combat power stood precisely at 1,001. In the chat channel, the fluctuations in Su Yunfei's data had already become the focal point of everyone's attention. They quickly noticed the alterations in the combat power rankings. First place, Su Yunfei. Combat power 1,001. Second place, Lu Shan. Combat power 202. The staggering disparity left everyone dumbfounded. Goodness, how could he have risen so dramatically? Is this still human? What kind of pay-to-win player is this? It must be beyond an A-grade talent. There's no way A-grade could be this terrifying. Though many were incredulous, the system data was irrefutable. Once some regained their composure, they concluded there could only be one explanation. Su Yunfei's talent was beyond anyone's imagination. The A-grade label was merely a facade. The feelings of envy, jealousy, and resentment had grown tiresome. Now, it was imperative to cling to the powerful. O Great One, my ancestral skill is unwavering loyalty. From today onward, you shall be my esteemed elder. Please allow me to pay my respects. In the inquiry team, the 5 members wore expressions of grave seriousness, their eyes filled with astonishment. They were not foolish. It was evident that Su Yunfei's remarkable talent had fueled his rapid growth. As for the resources he had acquired, Lu Shan and others had their suspicions. He must have explored some building. The issue was that their own team had also passed by a residential building, intending to scavenge, but had been deterred by a horde of zombies. Currently, they lacked the capability to confront such numbers. Lin Yongnan suddenly remarked, in this dreadful environment, having a strong individual emerge from the base is a good thing. I see this person has a decent temperament. At least he is not arrogant. Huang Qiuan added, indeed. This esteemed person is quite low-key and composed. The others nodded in agreement. Having traversed the martial arts circle for many years, they had encountered countless arrogant individuals. Zhang Ding spoke candidly. Honestly, there is no conflict of interest between us. The disparity is substantial. It would be wise to foster a better relationship sooner rather than later. Lu Shan pondered for a moment and replied, all right, I shall extend my congratulations on behalf of the team right now. Meanwhile, Su Yunfei's private messages flashed incessantly. He intended to respond uniformly once he had finished his current tasks, as he had yet to fully digest the benefits derived from this pile of zombie corpses. Astonishingly, among these zombies, 2 were former survivors, newcomers who had previously fallen victim to the undead. From them, Su Yunfei extracted 2 new abilities. Visual enhancement, F grade. Your vision has been somewhat augmented, allowing you to see further in the mist. Fire manipulation, D grade. Your control over fire elements has barely reached the introductory level. With a flick of his fingers, he ignited a small orange flame, which brought a smile to his face. While its utility was limited, it was certainly better than having none at all. He would no longer need a lighter. In addition to these, he also extracted a low-level zombie crystal core from the second-tier zombie leader. This item could be decomposed into 100 energy points. Although it was unlikely that energy points could coalesce into a crystal core, Su Yunfei decided to store it away for future use. Uncertain of when it might come in handy, these were the spoils from the zombie corpses, and the system had additional rewards awaiting him. Congratulations. You have amassed over 3,000 energy points in a single collection, granting you an opportunity to choose a reward. Congratulations. Your overall combat power has surpassed 1,000 points, providing you with another opportunity to choose a reward. System announcement. At safety base number 3418, Su Yunfei is the first to exceed 1,000 points in comprehensive combat power. Rewards have been concealed. With a calm demeanor, Su Yunfei began to review the 2 rewards provided by the system. The system was quite generous, which pleased him greatly. For exceeding 3,000 energy points, he had a choice among 3 options: 200 rounds of D-grade rifle ammunition, a D-grade supply box, or a space with a 6 cubic meter capacity. Without hesitation, he chose the space. The value of all 3 items was equivalent, each worth 3,000 points. Su Yunfei's staff felt slightly lighter now, though still manageable. There was no need to select the rifle. As for the supply box, it contained food and medical supplies, resources he was not in dire need of. Space, however, was currently scarce, and he anticipated that it would become even more precious as his inventory grew. With a swift motion, Su Yunfei's system space expanded to 9 cubic meters. He then turned his attention to the second reward. The reward for surpassing 1,000 combat power was also related to his abilities, offering a choice among 3 options: D-grade Gale Blade Technique, D-grade Light Cloud Movement, or D-grade Muscle Transformation Drill. After a brief contemplation, Su Yunfei selected the final option. He had heard of this on the Blue Star. It was a method of body refinement. Unlike the 8-fold Vajra technique, which emphasizes wellness, the Yi Jin Huan Jing Zhuang not only strengthens the body, but also enhances one's power. Furthermore, he already possessed combat skills and saw no need to learn another sword technique. Agility was essential, yet he was not lacking in that regard. Su Yunfei decisively chose option 3, his heart ablaze with fervor. If he could impart this knowledge, combined with the innate strength of the bull's power, his strength augmentation would double. The power boost he received from his students would then amount to 4-fold. Although his current gains were commendable compared to others, Su Yunfei remained cognizant of the fact that they were in a post-apocalyptic world. They were presently under novice protection and had yet to witness the true face of the apocalypse. Strengthening oneself was never excessive. Chapter 11. The cold storage room in the basement, filled with meat. After selecting his system rewards, Su Yunfei checked the messages from others. To his surprise, the channel erupted in astonishment, followed by a chorus of congratulations. Prince Jin from the first floor sent his regards, applauding the master for surpassing a combat power of 1,000. Zhao Gu from the 8th floor echoed his congratulations on achieving the same milestone. Friends he had previously added also sent private messages expressing their admiration. Su Yunfei merely glanced at the messages and smiled faintly. In this apocalypse, strength served as the finest passport and calling card. He responded directly in the chat channel, "Time is limited, and I cannot reply to each one individually. Thank you all for your kindness. I have matters to attend to and will engage with everyone later tonight." At that moment, he had a total of 9 cubic meters of space, with the original 3 cubic meters augmented by the 6 cubic meters from the system rewards. For now, it was barely sufficient. With a mere thought, Su Yunfei collected the remaining supplies from the first floor into his space. The system automatically organized the items. He then proceeded through the back door, heading toward the small storage room on the first floor. As he opened the door, a cacophony of squeaks erupted as several black rats, panic-stricken, scurried out. They were nearly 20 centimeters long. Su Yunfei's gaze sharpened, and he swiftly kicked out, dispatching the last one in an instant. Observing for a moment, he frowned. Such large rats. Could they be mutating? However, he received no kill notification or energy points, indicating they were not yet classified as monsters. Not wishing to linger, he entered the supermarket storage area. Regrettably, there were not many supplies left, but numerous nom marks were evident. Only a few snakeskin bags of withered vegetables remained: cabbage, potatoes, carrots, and sweet potatoes. Su Yunfei showed no disdain and collected them all. Next, he ventured to the second floor, primarily stocked with clothing for both men and women, as well as bedding essentials. There were also a few sleeping bags, tents, and windbreakers. Finally, he ascended to the third floor. This was a private living space filled with furniture and everyday items, lacking any special supplies. Nevertheless, Su Yunfei placed great importance on this area and began rummaging through the contents with fervor. Soon, on the bedside table in the bedroom, he discovered several dust-laden newspapers. For some inexplicable reason, the text within bore a striking resemblance to that of Blue Star. On February 12th, a K-type zombie virus erupted in Jiangdu County, infecting over 200 individuals, prompting a large-scale mobilization of troops and biochemistry research institutes. On February 27th, Bastia experienced an outbreak of the S-type zombie virus, with cases of animal infection emerging. By March 15th, within the Shadow Legion of La Country, a major's genetic evolution had failed, transforming him into a berserker who subsequently bit and infected 12 comrades. On March 20th, the small nation of Nikbin succumbed entirely to the zombie tide. Perusing these old articles, Su Yunfei was profoundly shaken, his brows knitted in contemplation. Could it be that this endless apocalyptic world was not merely a figment of imagination, but rather a tangible parallel realm? The newspapers suggested that the zombie virus had swept across the globe with ferocity, rendering even the military helpless in its wake. Bringing his thoughts back, Su Yunfei cast a glance around the room, noting the unmistakable signs of human habitation. Perhaps the previous occupant lay among the pile of slain zombies. At that moment, his mind brimmed with questions and confusion as he inquired of the system. How long has the zombie virus outbreak persisted in this area? If people still had the leisure to read newspapers, the transformation into zombies must have occurred after the news was published. If too much time had elapsed, the zombies would become formidable, making this place unsuitable as a beginner's zone. Above all, he yearned to know if there were any surviving natives in this world. And their numbers. Apologies, I cannot answer your question. Please seek the answer yourself. Shortly thereafter, another system notification appeared. You have discovered some clues through the newspapers and engaged in contemplation, gaining 1 wisdom. Su Yunfei mused. All right. Although I did not receive a direct answer, acquiring a point of wisdom is not insignificant. Furthermore, the reward serves as a subtle indication. In truth, he harbored his own conjecture. There must still be a portion of people in this world who have not succumbed to the zombie transformation, what one might refer to as the natives. Those who manage to survive in such dire circumstances must possess considerable strength. With his eyes slightly narrowed, Su Yunfei contemplated the broader implications. What would transpire when the visitors from another realm, encountered the natives? Whether in conflict or collaboration, such scenarios are to be expected, primarily hinging upon the alignment of interests. Without sufficient power, one would lack even the standing to negotiate. Moreover, with a staggering 4 billion individuals having crossed over and 4 million such safe havens, it is inevitable that some formidable individuals would emerge. Su Yunfei glanced at his own attributes, feeling an inner tranquility, devoid of any trace of arrogance. This world was vast, and there remained much he did not know. You have engaged in contemplation regarding the endless world, gaining 1 wisdom. You maintained absolute composure during your reflection, gaining 1 spirit. Su Yunfei disregarded the system, choosing not to dwell on the matter. He discovered a large set of keys on the 3rd floor, which included 1 for the basement. Carefully, he descended to the subterranean level and cautiously opened the heavy iron door of the basement. Instantly, a chill enveloped him. Before his eyes lay an orderly array of frozen meats, including chicken, duck, lard, and rice, which astonished him. The basement was, in fact, a cold storage facility. Though modest in size, approximately 20 cubic meters, it was indeed a rare find. There were no rodents or zombies lurking about. Only an abundance of frozen meats awaited him. With swift movements, Su Yunfei grabbed bags of chicken legs and wings, each weighing nearly 10 pounds. After securing the large door to prevent the cold air from escaping, he noted that this cold storage operated on solar energy and battery, still functioning to maintain its chill. He meticulously tucked away the key to the underground cold storage, his heart swelling with joy. Not only had he procured a substantial amount of meat, but the basement also boasted commendable security, making it an excellent temporary warehouse. Consequently, he would not need to rent or purchase space from the system for the time being. With over 3,000 units of energy remaining, he planned to check the system mall tomorrow for any enticing items. Moreover, reflecting on his previous thoughts, he suddenly realized that he could no longer solely focus on enhancing his own abilities. The system had warned that once the novice protection period concluded, the base would face monster attacks. Survivors, if dissatisfied with their secure bases, could construct their own. However, without sufficient strength, how could one possibly establish a base? Most would likely huddle within the existing safe base, where numbers equate to strength. Su Yunfei contemplated the importance of cultivating a few capable individuals early on, as they would undoubtedly be invaluable for future base construction. He resolved to return home tonight and immediately embark on this endeavor. Having thoroughly explored the supermarket, Su Yunfei examined the map to contemplate his next steps. Suddenly, his gaze halted as he noticed his status bar. Unbeknownst to him, a new task had appeared. Hidden task activated. Trial of the Strong. Chapter 12. Rapid Power Increase. Encountering a hidden task. Comprehensive PK. Hidden task. Trial of the Strong. Your strength is rapidly increasing. Catching the attention of an unknown powerful entity lurking in the shadows. From this moment on, you must exercise caution. After reading the task description, Su Yunfei was filled with confusion. What manner of powerful being was this? What was the task, and what rewards would follow? This task is of the trial type. Defeating the task target is required. The task will automatically trigger upon contact with the target. The base reward is 1 silver treasure chest, with the possibility of additional rewards. Su Yunfei furrowed his brow for a moment, but decided not to dwell on it further. He opened the map, resolved to continue illuminating the icons of other buildings. Slaying monsters, accumulating resources, and gathering energy points and attributes were his immediate objectives. In the blink of an eye, 2 hours had elapsed. Su Yunfei had successfully cleared a small gas station. The more than 20 zombies present had been entirely vanquished, yielding over 800 points of energy and several attribute points. The most significant gain, however, was the 400 liters of gasoline, 2 hefty barrels worth. Strangely enough, Su Yunfei discovered that some of the gasoline barrels had been gnawed by rats. He even exterminated a few large rats reeking of gasoline. In this apocalyptic world, aside from zombies, the creatures he encountered most frequently were indeed rats. On the second floor of the gas station, Su Yunfei prepared a sumptuous lunch to replenish his energy. Suddenly, the chat channel of the base was bustling with activity. What could have happened? With a thought, Su Yunfei opened the lively chat channel. Upon glancing at it, he felt a twinge of surprise. Just moments ago, the regional chat feature had quietly activated. This was the first time since the crossover that everyone had received news from individuals outside their base. Su Yunfei promptly entered the regional chat, remaining silent as he perused the messages from others. Judging by the avatars, individuals from various races populated the region. Fortunately, the messages were automatically translated into a language he could comprehend. Miller, a 3427 wow, another base with an average combat power exceeding 130. Wendy, a 3427 listen up, little ones. In a few days, your base will belong to our leader. Surrender now. Andis, a 3427 come over to our side. If you're willing to work, you'll enjoy the finest delicacies. Zhu Wenhua, a 3423 arrogant fools, come at us if you dare. Ashnataba, a 3451 white-skinned pigs. Still so repulsive. Do you think you're saviors? Wendy, a 3427 haha, shout all you want. Once the novice period ends, we will conquer surrounding bases one by one. Morgan, a 3427 friends from base 3418, how many A-grade talents do you possess? Wolf, a 3427 hee. I adore petite beauties. Come here, big brother will take care of you. Our average height is 2 meters, and we are in superb shape. Upon reading the dialogue in the regional channel, Su Yunfei couldn't help but frown. He had gleaned some information. A base's average combat power exceeding 130 would automatically activate the regional channel. The range of this region was approximately provincial. Base 3427 was incredibly ostentatious and powerful, being the first to activate the regional channel. They were quite fortunate, boasting 6 A-grade talents among their ranks. The leader they spoke of remained a mystery, described as more noble and extraordinary than even the celestial dragons. Within the base, many had witnessed the conversations in the regional channel. Alarmed, they eagerly sought Su Yunfei's thoughts in the base channel, desperate to hear his perspective. Everyone harbors discontent towards the ostentatious base 3427. Their arrogance is palpable, their superiority practically slapping us in the face. The name suggests a Caucasian identity, with an average height of 2 meters, which is not entirely implausible. Indeed, it is possible that their physical prowess grants them a significant advantage in the early stages. Su Yunfei reassured the group, saying, let us not belittle ourselves, there is always a way out. Moreover, even though we inhabit the same region, there remains a considerable distance between us. Regardless, we must hasten to enhance our own strength and not allow our mindset to be swayed. Upon hearing this, Lu Shan, Lin Yongnan, and others immediately expressed their agreement. Indeed, let us not be misled. We must focus on our development. If we lack innate talent, we shall compensate through hard work. Let us all strive together. With several prominent figures voicing such sentiments, the morale of the others stabilized significantly. Su Yunfei further advised, I recommend that we refrain from discussing matters in the area. Our information must remain confidential. The group nodded in understanding. I am a top-notch diver. They kept their thoughts to themselves, busying themselves while simultaneously eavesdropping on the regional channel. Meanwhile, the inhabitants of base 3427 were unwilling to remain silent. They chattered incessantly. Not even needing to extract intelligence deliberately, they revealed much already. Dear neighbors, what do you typically eat? We feast on steak daily until we are sick of it. Do you have any vegetarian options for us to sample? They continued. If you were to learn about our leader, you would undoubtedly be tempted to join us. Let me share a bit. Our Prince Ted stands at an impressive 2 meters, excelling in over 20 sports including boxing, combat, skiing, and surfing. He has even participated in the Australian Olympics on Blue Star. His Highness is now an SS level awakened, destined to lead us in constructing the most formidable survival base in history, paving our way into the world. Join us, and what was once will become friendship. Should you choose to oppose us, it would be regrettable. Prepare to face the wrath of Prince Ted. Such revelations left all members of Base 3418 astonished. Their leader was a prince. No wonder his followers were so loyal. An SS-level talent? And so physically imposing? This individual seems extraordinarily fortunate. This base indeed possesses formidable strength and has displayed aggression. The situation appears dire. many voiced their concerns, fearing an unpredictable attack. Then, unexpectedly, an urgent system announcement resounded. Base 3418, Base 3427 has declared a full-scale PK against you. The PK encompasses 4 aspects: overall combat power, highest level, and map range. The victorious side will grant all participants a 10 boost to all attributes, as well as the coordinates of the opposing base, with maps unlocked, and 10,000 energy points or resources. In the safety base 3418, an unexpected silence enveloped the atmosphere. Chapter 13. This is the sustenance befitting the strong. Su Yunfei meticulously examined the comprehensive PK system guidelines, his brow furrowing in concern. Base 3427 exhibited a certain malevolence. The victor's reward: a mere enhancement of 10 points to all attributes and a total of 10,000 energy points, seemed trivial. The true treasures lay in the base coordinates and the accessible maps. Su Yunfei suspected that once the coordinates were disclosed, the novice period would conclude, paving the way for an assault. This implied that Base 3427 indeed harbored intentions of conquest. Within the regional chat, Wendy cackled, "Haha. We have initiated a comprehensive PK against Base 3418. Andis chimed in, "Submit to our dominion. Ha ha ha." Stanford boasted, "It is your honor to serve His Highness the Prince." Other bases in the region were taken aback. Zhang Qingshan, a 3433, exclaimed, "Have you truly acquired a PK order? Heaven is blind." Sun Ku, a 3454, lamented, "What shamelessness. I hope a virus outbreak occurs tonight to sweep you away." At that moment, several individuals from Base 3425 spoke up, their tones somewhat disheartened. "We never anticipated that they possessed the PK order for 3418. You must tread carefully. The last unfortunate soul was us. On the first day, we were targeted, but fortunately, it was not a comprehensive PK, merely a level PK. Nevertheless, the penalty of a 5-point deduction to all attributes was indeed devastating." Finally, a friend from Base 3425 divulged crucial intelligence that Ted has already reached level 4. He is accompanied by 10 powerful bodyguards aiding his ascension. Su Yunfei's brow furrowed further. Remaining silent, the minions of Prince Ted from Base 3427 laughed heartily. "Your intelligence is woefully outdated. His Highness will undoubtedly reach level 5 tonight, and by tomorrow, he shall attain level 6. Base 3418, you stand no chance of victory. It would be wise to surrender early and enjoy the benefits of allegiance." Within the channel of Base 3418, many were filled with righteous indignation, eager to confront the insufferable foreigners. Su Yunfei calmly advised, "Do not engage with them. Let us focus on our tasks." With external threats looming, many were thrown into disarray, but Su Yunfei rallied their spirits. "In this PK, victory is ours." Others within the base promptly expressed their support. "You are the leader. We shall follow your command. Great One, you are our beacon of hope. Su, from this moment forth, you shall be our leader." In a moment of uncertainty, Su Yunfei was confronted with a question that resonated deeply within him. How could one triumph over the adversary? His heart was heavy with doubt. Upon encountering similar inquiries, he refrained from offering a direct response. Who could ascertain whether there were traitors among them? Su Yunfei proposed, "Is there anyone who wishes to join the opposing side? If so, no one shall obstruct you." His words ignited a wave of indignation among certain members of the base. "What the hell, boss? Do you look down upon us so? Which coward dares to venture over there? Even if the esteemed one permits it, we shall not." Su Yunfei replied, "In that case, I have my own plans. I shall not lag behind Ted in terms of levels. My primary task tomorrow is to unveil the map. As for all of you, focus on defeating monsters to level up and enhance your strength. Return to the base early today, after dinner at 6:30 this evening. Let us convene in the plaza below to commence military training." In such trying times, a well-structured plan equated to hope. The members expressed their unwavering support. "Indeed, we trust the boss. We eagerly anticipate the military training. It will undoubtedly elevate our prowess." Su Yunfei added, "By the way, continue collecting monster corpses. We can amass them for trading." To him, this impending PK was a guaranteed victory. Consequently, it would not disrupt his other arrangements for the base. In a moment of camaraderie, Su Yunfei inquired in the chat, "Was there someone who claimed to be from the agricultural college? Please add me as a friend." The others responded with playful envy. "Wow, the boss is actually reaching out to add friends? Boss, I can farm too." Before long, Su Yunfei received a friend request from someone named Zheng Guyu. "Is the boss referring to me? I was previously at the Agricultural College of Yunda," Zheng Guyu stated. "Yes, indeed, it is you," Su Yunfei affirmed. "Here are a few items for you to study. See if you can cultivate them." He proceeded to trade one of each: cabbage, carrot, potato, and sweet potato, which he had obtained from the supermarket. Though these plants were shriveled and dehydrated, they still held a glimmer of life. Zheng Guyu did not inquire further, appearing somewhat exhilarated. Understood, boss. I will return to the base immediately to conduct my research. Subsequently, Su Yunfei resumed his examination of the map. At present, his energy points and attributes, acquired through extraction, were wholly sufficient. Battling monsters should not serve as the primary objective. Rather, unveiling the map was paramount. Su Yunfei found himself in the southern region of the base. Near a gas station, a road stretched outward, predominantly heading southward. Tomorrow, he would navigate along this road to uncover the map. With time still remaining in the day, Su Yunfei chose not to waste it. Safety Base No. 3418. Su Yunfei was the first to unlock a 1,000-meter range of the map. Rewards have been concealed. Safety Base No. 3418. Su Yunfei was the first to unlock a 1,500-meter range of the map. Rewards have been concealed. As evening approached at 5:30, darkness began to envelop the surroundings. Su Yunfei commenced his return to the base, taking a moment to review the rewards from his mapping efforts. The first reward yielded 1,000 energy points. To his astonishment, the second reward proved to be an extraordinary piece of equipment. D-class mysterious amulet, shaped like the sun, capable of aiding one in resisting the unknown dangers lurking in darkness. With a mental attribute of 20 and a remarkable enhancement factor of x50, Su Yunfei promptly donned it around his neck. Instantly, a wave of warmth and comfort enveloped him, akin to wearing a petite sun. His mental stability surged, and his perception sharpened. As the new map was unlocked for the second time, the rest of the base erupted in jubilation. The boss is formidable. Steady now. We shall prevail. At 6:05 p.m., mealtime commenced punctually within the base. Plates, brimming with dinner, appeared before the survivors. The system announcement resonated. Safety Base Number 3418. Average combat power has surpassed 130, daily supplies upgraded to novice level. Concurrently, Su Yunfei received another notification. Your combat power has exceeded 1,000. Granting access to advanced novice supplies. Custom meal plans available. Tender grilled steaks, salmon sashimi, an 80-centimeter lobster, a 5-pound roast duck, fragrant mushroom fried rice, and 500 milliliters of fresh grape juice were served, overwhelming the small tables. The enticing aroma wafted through the air, and the food glistened with a luscious sheen. Su Yunfei's appetite surged, and he immediately began to feast. A wave of satisfaction washed over him. This was the fare befitting a true champion. Who would desire instant noodles? Within the base, the atmosphere was one of exuberance. Wow, the portions have increased, and there are more dishes, exclaimed one. Heavens, I'm actually enjoying 4 different dishes. Chapter 14. Goodness, look. The boss is defying the odds. At Safety Base Number 3418, the average combat power had met the standard, causing a significant enhancement in the quality of the base's meals. I'm so moved. At last, I haven't held anyone back. Apologies. I've been the one lagging behind. My power is only 115. Grateful to all the esteemed ones for their support. We owe this to Boss Su. Indeed. We must thank the boss. Su Yunfei observed, slightly bemused. Despite my prowess, I cannot elevate the average combat power of the entire base. Everyone has worked diligently. Today, the enthusiasm for monster hunting was palpable, reflecting substantial progress. Already, 70 of the individuals had achieved level 2, while 10 had just reached level 3. Some explained, thanks to the 8 parts of the diamond skill taught by the boss. I practice it 9 times a day, and my physique has greatly improved. Along with my strength. But I can only manage 6 repetitions. Any more yields no further enhancement. Thus, the realization dawned upon Su Yunfei. It appeared that the forthcoming military training would significantly bolster the overall strength of the base. Having swiftly finished his dinner, Su Yunfei reminded, gather downstairs at 6:30 p.m. The crowd responded eagerly. At that moment, Zheng Guyu privately messaged, Boss, the results are in. The 4 crops can indeed thrive. He was filled with excitement, and even sent pictures. One could see vibrant green seedlings. Su Yunfei was somewhat taken aback. Merely using an ordinary takeout box filled with water, this fellow managed to bring the plants to life? Su Yunfei remarked, you are quite the expert. Zheng Guyu replied, thank you for your praise. To be honest, I possess a C-level talent for vitality, perfectly suited for farming and animal husbandry. Zheng Guyu, having succeeded in university, was no fool, and inquired, Boss, you intend to cultivate crops, correct? I would be delighted to serve you. I adore farming. Such a specialized talent was undoubtedly coveted by Su Yunfei. He promptly declared, all right, I shall hire you to assist me in farming, starting with these 4 crops. The salary will be at the average level for monster hunting, and I will increase it later. Zheng Guyu was immensely thrilled. I guarantee I will complete the task. Su Yunfei then entrusted him with several matters. Downstairs at the base, within the fenced area, there were vast expanses of land ready for cultivation. That evening, at 6:30, in the square beneath the base, all 935 residents gathered, forming an orderly formation. Everyone's gaze fixated on the tall young man at the forefront, with him present. No matter how dark the outside world became or how fiercely the zombies roared, it seemed utterly unfrightening. Su Yunfei stood with his hands clasped behind him, his expression grave. Addressing the crowd, Base 3427 has issued a provocation, initiating a full-scale PK. I won't elaborate further. We must keep our sights set on the long term. After the novice period concludes, everything will depend on our own efforts. I plan to impart a primary skill focused on strength and a secondary skill centered on physique. A D-level technique. Once mastered, our overall combat strength will not pale in comparison to our opponents. Does everyone have confidence? The formation below responded with eager anticipation, shouting, yes. With the atmosphere charged with ritualistic significance, Su Yunfei wasted no time and directly transmitted the Yijin Huanjing technique through the system. The assembly was convened for efficiency. Previously, only a little over 100 individuals had practiced the 8 parts of the Heavenly Kings, and not a single person had engaged in meditation. Although Su Yunfei had not intended to impose, faced with an impending full-scale PK, he had no choice but to adopt a military training approach. Everyone practiced together. Su Yunfei assumed a starting posture, and soon the crowd followed suit, practicing with spirited shouts. 40 minutes later, notifications echoed in Su Yunfei's mind. You have completed a session of Yijin Huanjing practice, achieving a B-level effect. Strength 1, Physique 0. 5. Your student Zhao Hai completed a session of Yijin Huanjing, Strength 0. 1, Physique 0. 1. You gained Strength 0. 4, Physique 0. 2. Such notifications continued to resonate within Su Yunfei's mind. In the blink of an eye, he had accumulated an impressive 384 points in strength and 92 points in physique. Crackling sounds emanated from his entire body as an immense power erupted forth. His overall combat power astonishingly surpassed 2,000 points in the blink of an eye. Su Yunfei nodded, acknowledging that the enhancement provided by strength was indeed the most significant. Meanwhile, the others in the base were equally elated. I've grown stronger. How wonderful. My strength increased by 0.1 points. If I practice 10 times a day, won't I gain a point? Well, look, the boss is just too incredible. Everyone eagerly checked the combat power leaderboard, and to their astonishment, Su Yunfei's overall combat power had reached 2015. They were all left in awe. This is utterly outrageous. How could it have increased so much in an instant? Some astute individuals speculated that Su Yunfei must be reaping benefits from the martial arts teachings. If there were no advantages, only a fool would engage in such activities. Truly, this is beyond envy. Su Yunfei felt a surge of joy but promptly reminded everyone in the chat channel. All information regarding the base must not be disclosed. Otherwise, do not blame me for being ungracious. The simplicity of his words belied a veiled threat. A chill ran through everyone, and they collectively assured him, rest assured. We are not foolish. We want to divulge anything. Haha, let them remain confident. Indeed, don't those foreigners think their victory is assured? Go, boss, crush them. Su Yunfei glanced at the Yijin Huanjing stake, a relatively advanced martial art, from which he received attributes every 3 days. This was quite favorable, as each occurrence granted him 300 to 400 attribute points. As for the others, their physical conditions varied, resulting in different effective practice frequencies. They were diligently training without needing his supervision. Your overall combat index has surpassed 2,000, granting you 2,000 energy points. You have obtained the qualification for top-tier novice supplies, allowing you to customize meal plans. Su Yunfei promptly customized his breakfast for the next day. Returning to the safe house, he extracted the monster corpses acquired from trading, totaling 38. Swiftly, a flash of white light appeared. 1089 energy points were credited. His attributes also saw an enhancement. Soon, night fell, and Su Yunfei reviewed the day's gains. The rewards of the day were substantial. The most significant improvement was in his attribute points. His strength attribute was now the highest, having surpassed 500 points. Following closely was his physique, which had also exceeded 150 points. At this moment, his energy points totaled over 7,000. The next day, rising early, he meditated and practiced. By 6:05, breakfast was served punctually. The comprehensive PK against base 3427 was officially underway. Su Yunfei savored his breakfast fit for a king, unhurried and composed. At 6:10, the system shop refreshed. The white light flickered, revealing 12 new products. Su Yunfei gazed intently at the discount area, his heart racing, and soon a look of delight graced his face. Chapter 15. Snagging an awesome heavy motorcycle. Opening the map of the System Mall's discount area, he was astonished to find an SSS level flash sale price, only 0.1. This meant it was merely priced at 1. Su Yunfei was utterly amazed. Could such a remarkable discount as the today's flash sale actually refresh? The item on sale, even at the 0.1 discount, still commanded a staggering price of 7,000 energy points, which indicated an original price of 700,000. This was a D-class heavy motorcycle. Its glossy black exterior, sleek lines, and chillingly cool technological appeal exuded an aura of sophistication. With immense horsepower and a large displacement, it could reach speeds exceeding 200 kilometers per hour, constructed from incredibly durable materials. Its broad front was capable of delivering enough impact force at high speeds to obliterate low-level monsters. In the base's chat, Su Yunfei tentatively inquired, "What are the discounts in the system mall today?" The responses varied widely. A submachine gun, a case of soda. Got it. Su Yunfei's heart soared with joy. It seemed that the products in the system mall were unique to each individual. It was likely that no one else had stumbled upon the 0.1 discount for the heavy motorcycle today. Even if they had, they certainly wouldn't possess the 7,000 energy points required to purchase it. Ah, what a serendipitous encounter. Opportunities like this are fleeting. Without a moment's hesitation, Su Yunfei seized the motorcycle, aptly named Black Panther. Along with it came a complimentary set of motorcycle gear and a black helmet. Instantly, a motorcycle over 2 meters long materialized within the cramped confines of the safe house. Nearly too large to accommodate. After admiring it for a moment, Su Yunfei decisively stored it back in the system space and eagerly stepped outside. Meanwhile, within the regional channel, the residents of Base 3427 were confidently taunting. "Poor Base 3418, are you still struggling? The Great Prince Ted has already commenced today's upgrades." The denizens of this base were nothing but cowards, remaining silent for so long. "Hey, don't mind them. Perhaps they haven't even seen the PK order. We'll simply win against Base 3418. Though everyone felt a surge of indignation, they adhered strictly to Su Yunfei's instructions, refraining from speaking in the regional channel and instead diligently practicing. The muscle conditioning exercises from the previous night had proven immensely beneficial for all. Despite their aching backs and cramping legs, they persevered through the pain to continue their training. After finishing, they would further practice the 8 parts of the diamond technique to enhance their attributes. Only by maximizing their stats would they dare venture out to battle. Each individual was racing against time, giving their all, fearful of becoming a hindrance to others. Today, Su Yunfei's primary mission is to explore the map. Along the way, he can also engage in combat to level up. As he steps out of the base, Su Yunfei immediately dons his motorcycle gear, secures his helmet, and revs up his sleek black motorcycle. With the helmet on, he feels a surge of independence. The motorcycle hums to life, its sound gradually intensifying. Pressing the accelerator, the black machine darts forth like an arrow released from a bow, accompanied by a thunderous roar. At the base, many are startled by the noise. Rushing to the balcony to investigate, they catch a glimpse of a striking figure riding away. "Isn't that our leader, Su? When did he acquire a bike? He vanished in an instant. So cool. The leader must be mapping out the area. This is fantastic. We are surely going to win." Before long, Su Yunfei arrives at a road near a gas station. Although the motorcycle can reach a top speed of 200 kilometers per hour, the litter-strewn road conditions affect its velocity. Nevertheless, this vehicle proves to be quite impressive. The wind whistles past his ears, and Su Yunfei feels an exhilarating sense of freedom. Riding a motorcycle is so much more enjoyable than relying solely on his own 2 feet. A few minutes later, after traveling over 1,000 meters, an ordinary level 2 zombie near the roadside suddenly turns upon hearing the noise and lunges at him. Unfazed, Su Yunfei steers his motorcycle directly at the creature. With a resounding crash and the sickening sound of bones shattering, the oblivious zombie is sent flying, its body severely mangled. All its health is depleted in an instant, vanquished. In the next moment, Su Yunfei rides closer and reaches out to grab the falling zombie, activating his energy extraction skill. Extraction successful. Gained 2 points of vitality. You have converted 58 points of energy from the level 2 ordinary zombie, having grown accustomed to such encounters. Su Yunfei's expression remains unchanged as he continues on his path. Soon, he surpasses the 1,500-meter mark and plunges into a thick fog. The further he distances himself from the base, the denser the mist becomes, emanating an ominous sense of danger. His visibility diminishes significantly, prompting him to reduce his speed to around 30 kilometers per hour. 2 minutes later, he glides past 3 level 3 elite zombies at the roadside, breaking through the 2,000-meter barrier. However, after waiting a moment, he receives no new notifications for map activation, and the fog shows no signs of dissipating. A flicker of realization passes through Su Yunfei's mind as he discerns the reason. He abruptly changes direction, charging straight towards the 3 clawing elite zombies. With one hand on the motorcycle, he wields a long staff in the other. With a series of resounding strikes, the weapon precisely struck the skulls of 3 elite zombies. the sound of shattering bone echoing in the air. The three zombies stood frozen, rendered immobile, swiftly dispatched. Without a moment's hesitation, Su Yunfei extended his hand. Energy extraction. You have killed a level 3 elite zombie, gaining 75 points of energy. Extraction successful. You have converted from the level 3 elite zombie. The system notifications rang out in succession. Su Yunfei remained composed, contemplating that even if he was only now beginning to level up, he could still catch up to Prince Ted. At that moment, the surrounding gray mist finally dissipated, and brilliant sunlight poured down. Safety base now. 3418. Su Yunfei is the first to explore 2,000 meters beyond the base. Rewards have been hidden. The reward for this exploration was a pair of hand armor. D-class crocodile skin gloves, crafted from mutated crocodile skin. They are lightweight and resilient, providing various protections while enhancing hand stability. Speed, 20. Elemental resistances, ice, fire, thunder, lightning 50. Anti-slip, 100. Su Yunfei donned the gloves without hesitation. Upon gripping the tungsten steel staff once more, he noticed a marked improvement in feel. Gazing into the distance where the gray mist lingered, he set forth again. He had come to understand that exploration was not merely a matter of exceeding distance, as the system had previously stated. Instead, it resembled a series of levels, with guardian monsters stationed at certain critical junctures. Only by defeating these monsters could one unlock the respective stage of the map. Near the 2,500-meter mark, 5 level 3 elite zombies presented themselves. Su Yunfei dispatched them with ease, and the mist receded. A system announcement followed, issuing rewards. At approximately 3,000 meters, a level 3 zombie leader, accompanied by 3 elite subordinates and a pack of zombie hounds, obstructed the path. Upon hearing the commotion, they immediately lunged at Su Yunfei. Chapter 16. Full-scale PK. In full swing, the level 3 zombie leader appeared trivial in Su Yunfei's eyes. He did not even dismount. Instead, he parked the vehicle at the roadside and swung his staff. The sounds of impact were incessant, filled with the monstrous cries of agony. In the blink of an eye, they were vanquished, transforming into swirling orbs of white energy that soared towards Su Yunfei. Even the level 3 zombie leader could not withstand for long, its hefty form collapsing with a resounding thud. Energy extraction. Extraction successful. You have converted from the level 3 elite zombie. The system notifications continued to chime. An accumulation of 700 points of energy had been added to his total. Su Yunfei now stood at the brink of level 3, while his stored energy had surpassed 1,000 points. Judging by the discussions among others, it appeared that ascending from level 3 to level 4 required 1,000 points of energy. The transition from level 4 to level 5 requires 500 points, while advancing from level 5 to level 6 demands 500 points. By 6 p.m. today, it is assured that Su Yunfei will reach level 5. With a determined effort, reaching level 6 is not beyond possibility. After vanquishing the guarding monsters within a 3,000 meter radius, the map within that range erupts into clarity, the gray mist dissipating. A system announcement echoes, yet Su Yunfei remains indifferent to the rewards bestowed, hastily pressing onward. The other members within the base, upon hearing the announcement, are filled with exhilaration. Haha, the esteemed one is making excellent progress. Such a comforting feeling, having a strong ally by our side. Everyone diligently practices, fostering a splendid atmosphere. Let us keep pushing. We shall surely prevail. Are there any without teams? Shall we form a group shortly? Take me along. My attributes have improved significantly since yesterday. In the secure base, cooperation prevails, and a spirit of prosperity flourishes. Although Su Yunfei is too occupied to intervene, Lu Shan and others from the Wenyang team instinctively assume leadership roles. Lu Shan exclaims, "Everyone, focus on your training. After resting, let us form teams to battle monsters. Even 10 members per team should venture out this afternoon to level up." Lin Yongnan suggests, "Let us begin with level 1 monsters. With many of us, we can defeat them swiftly. There are more monsters outside today. By evening, we can achieve level 2 for all." Lu Shan asserts, "This is the minimum requirement. Do not slack off or relax. Anyone who lags will face collective reproach. After all, there is a total combat power requirement. Everyone must contribute and cannot rely solely on our esteemed Su. These individuals rank among the top and are regarded as formidable by their peers, thus carrying a certain authority in their words. Understood. We will diligently engage in combat. Some, however, find themselves without teams, lacking both strength and social inclination to seek one out." After some discussion within the Wenyang team, Lu Shan declares, "New level 1 players without teams may join us. Each of us will take 5 of you, but only until you reach level 2. After that, you must find your own way. Thank you, esteemed one. We bow to you." Su Yunfei continues along the road. After approximately 10 minutes, he approaches the vicinity of 3,500 meters. The guarding monsters at this node are level 4 elite zombies. With a swift motion, Su Yunfei wields his weapon, slicing through the air with glimmers of cold light. The elite zombies cannot withstand the onslaught for long, swiftly transforming into energy. The surrounding gray mist also disperses. As he proceeds further, Su Yunfei cannot help but frown. The journey thus far has not been easy. The terrain is riddled with large pits and depressions. Ahead, the situation worsens. There appears to be no road at all. The surface is severely damaged, with buildings collapsed on either side, the debris forming small mountains. It is as if the road has vanished entirely. After surveying the area, Su Yunfei resolves to circumvent this section in search of a new pathway. As one ventures outward, new territories on the map are inevitably unveiled. However, a shroud of gray mist envelopes the entire region, and the terrain is far from favorable. Even with a vehicle, progress is slow. Su Yunfei reflects. At last grasping why charting the map can be deemed a formidable challenge. It is indeed quite arduous. Not only is visibility hindered and the road treacherous, but monstrous creatures occasionally spring forth. Moreover, the further one travels, the more formidable the beasts become. An additional concern arises. By 6 o'clock in the evening, darkness descends, necessitating a return to the base after mapping. The farther one strays, the longer the return journey becomes. Thus, it is clear that map exploration is a feat attainable only by the strong. Regrettably, the foreign denizens of base 3427, though brimming with arrogance, are but seasoned veterans. They incessantly boast, weaving tales both true and false. Yet, when it comes to divulging critical information, they remain obstinately tight-lipped. As Su Yunfei approached the 4,000-meter mark to chart the map, the regional channel buzzed with the familiar braggadocio of base 3417. Lewis exclaimed, "Goodness! God bless! The illustrious Prince Ted has surpassed level 5. He is sure to reach level 6 today, truly astonishing." Andrew inquired, "Base 3418, how fares your situation? Surely, you haven't stagnated at level 3? Daisy chimed in, "Your Highness is indeed powerful and captivating. Only women with A-grade talents are worthy of him. Interested parties should reach out to me." Wang Zimo, a 3434, interjected, "Can you all just be quiet for a moment? It's maddening to hear you prattle on daily." Fang Xiaxia, a 3452, added, "Look at that. Even after traversing realms, their external promotions remain exceptional, turning 1 point into 10. Zhang Chun, a 3421, encouraged, "Let us all strive to develop well. We shall deal with him in due time." The other bases in the region had grown increasingly weary of the ostentatious base 3427, primarily due to its unabashed imperialistic ambitions. At that moment, base 3458 suddenly joined the regional discourse. Base 3427 promptly launched into a new wave of self-aggrandizement, spinning tales of the valiant exploits of Prince Ted. His Highness, resplendent and formidable, single-handedly vanquished 5-level elite zombies. His tally of defeated foes has long surpassed 100. Today, he is assuredly bound for level 6. Before long, the newly arrived base 3458 was thoroughly ensnared by the hype. Is he truly that powerful? Astonishing indeed. Is the prince genuinely willing to protect us? Members from the other bases swiftly interjected. Are you all foolish? How can you believe everything they say? With no ties to you, why would he protect you? Perhaps he seeks to feast upon your flesh. The inhabitants of base 3458, somewhat bewildered, retorted. How do you know? You must be envious of him. Forget it, let it be. Number 3427 has found a new companion, and joy fills the air. Deus, what a coincidence. Today, we are engaged in a comprehensive competition with number 3418. Lewis, by 6 o'clock this evening, you shall discover who reigns as the strongest in the region. Chapter 17. Hey, Big Boss, speak up. Don't frighten us. Since leaving the highway, Su Yunfei's pace has significantly diminished, moving from 4,000 meters to 4,500 meters. The route is not straight, and he is no longer cycling. Traversing this segment of the map has consumed over 2 hours. Time has been squandered on travel and navigation, leaving Su Yunfei feeling quite frustrated. Yet, there is no alternative. The journey must continue, and the map must be unveiled. He is uncertain of how far the map of base 3427 has progressed. According to the garrulous informant, it is likely nearing the vicinity of 5,000 meters. Regardless, Su Yunfei must unlock the 5,000-meter node today. Fortunately, he encounters numerous monsters along the way, all of which he dispatches with ease. After extraction, his accumulated energy has now surpassed 3,000 points, bringing him close to level 5. As the afternoon approaches 3 o'clock, outside base 3418, there are swarms of monster hunting teams. After slaying the creatures, they gather the corpses, trading a few to Su Yunfei. He has already listed some supplies in the trading hall and has been receiving corpses since the afternoon. He chooses not to intervene. planning to conduct bulk operations once he has amassed enough. At this moment, Su Yunfei furrows his brow, finding himself amidst the ruins of a building. This area appears to be a bustling district, densely populated with structures. The collapsed edifices have severely damaged the roads. Strangely, there is even a river nearby, significantly obstructing transportation. Even more absurd is the sensation that the air has become thick and oppressive, making it slightly difficult for him to breathe. The oxygen levels seem low, with an inexplicable resistance in the atmosphere. A dense gray mist swirls around, exuding a chilling aura that compresses his field of vision to less than 10 meters. Su Yunfei cautiously surveys his surroundings, taking a deep breath. From this point onward, the difficulty has increased manifold compared to before. He did not anticipate such a significant rise in challenge as he progressed. If he continues forward, it is highly likely he will be unable to return to the base today, necessitating an overnight stay outside. Glancing at his attribute panel, he notes that today he has received another batch of attribute points as a reward for teaching. His strength attribute has now reached 650 points. Consequently, his combat power has risen to over 2,500. With such prowess, he could easily dispatch a level 4 elite zombie. Should he indeed be unable to return to the base, he should be able to ensure his own safety during the night. With nimble steps, Su Yunfei navigates through the ruins. The path ahead leads to a dead end. With half of the building collapsed, Su Yun took a few swift steps, directly leaping onto the wall, using the force of his feet to propel himself 2 to 3 meters into the air. Then, with one hand leveraging against the corner of the wall, he flipped onto the toppled building, proceeding to traverse it from above. Just then, a torrential downpour began. Small raindrops, resembling beans, cascaded from the sky, striking down violently. The yellow-green rainwater carried a distinctly unpleasant and acrid odor. Su Yun's expression shifted. Suddenly, the system announcement echoed. Base 3418. Weather has drastically changed within a 5-kilometer radius. Acid rain is falling. Please seek shelter immediately. The base's chat channel erupted in a cacophony of curses. Damn it. This rain is both toxic and foul-smelling. Contact with the skin causes redness and swelling. Just when I was enjoying leveling up. Damn heavens. Could it be an infiltrator sent by the opposition? As the acid rain fell, Su Yun, clad in protective gear and endowed with the virus dominion ability, felt little discomfort. However, the corrosive rain rendered the buildings and roads exceedingly slippery, complicating his progress. Lu Shan and others had already found refuge within a structure. Lu Shan privately messaged Su Yun, "Boss, what is the situation on your end? You should find shelter from the rain as well." Lin Yongnan expressed his concerns. "It's getting dark, and this situation is dire. Boss, you're working the hardest today. Will you be able to return tonight?" Su Yun replied to both, "Let us see how it goes. I may not be coming back." Lu Shan instantly urged, "It's too dangerous to stay out overnight. Just do your best. As long as we have the Green Hills, we need not fear the lack of firewood." The base was rife with similar pessimistic sentiments. It was unfortunate. If all else fails, a total PK would simply result in defeat. Su Yun calmly remarked, "Let us do our best. I'm busy." Initially confident of victory, he felt helpless in the face of this unforeseen circumstance. Battling through the acid rain, Su Yun advanced a distance further. The fog thickened, obscuring even the 5 meters ahead. The temperature was plummeting. He glanced at the map. The 5,000-meter waypoint was not far off. The system prompted, "The rain is heavy. Seeking shelter is advised." Su Yun casually inquired, "When will this rain cease?" "Expected to stop within half an hour." "Very well." A few minutes later, Su Yun entered a lowly dwelling. In a flash, he dispatched the 4 small zombies within. The interior was shrouded in darkness. He had no intention of delving deeper, merely seeking refuge from the rain in the main room. Such ordinary residences were a common sight along his path, offering little in the way of resources. At this moment, what he lacked most was time. Suddenly, an eerie laughter echoed from an unknown source. A shadow drifted swiftly nearby. Su Yun felt a chill run down his spine, and he spun around in a flash. Just then, a sudden dizziness overwhelmed his mind. A dreamlike haze enveloped him. The system notification read, "Hidden task. The trial of the strong has commenced." This message jolted Su Yunfei back to reality. He realized with clarity that the shadow he had just encountered was indeed the target of the hidden task. However, his consciousness began to drift uncontrollably into a dream state, where he found himself once again an ordinary university student, living a fulfilling campus life. Suddenly, his friends, with whom he had been playing football, morphed into rigid, greenish zombies, baring their teeth as they lunged towards him. Instinctively, Su Yunfei's combat instincts surged forth, urging him to fight off the zombies, but the dream suppressed his resolve, compelling him to flee. Along the way, he witnessed the horrific scenes of zombies biting their victims, blood and flesh rendered increasingly vivid. In the base's chat channel, Nearly everyone sought shelter or returned to the safety of the base. The impending acid rain heightened their anxiety. Damn it, it's already past 4. 6 o'clock is approaching. A collective sense of dread and resignation settled in. It seems we are destined to fail. Our luck has run out. Amidst the chorus of complaints, Lu Shan and his companions found themselves at a loss. Suddenly, someone exclaimed in shock, "Why has Su Daolao's avatar turned gray?" The entire base was thrown into turmoil. They glanced at Su Yunfei's avatar, which indeed had faded to a monochrome hue. Silence enveloped them for a moment as the chill from the rain outside seeped into their hearts, leaving each individual with a profound sense of shock and despair. After several tense seconds, someone nervously inquired, "Daolao, could something have happened?" Others chimed in, "Daolao, please say something. Don't frighten us. What is going on?" I refuse to believe this. The members of the Asking Heaven team exchanged anxious glances, their faces pale. Just minutes prior, they had been conversing with Su Yunfei, and now, an unforeseen calamity had struck? Chapter 18. A traitor among us. The members of the Asking Heaven team wore grim expressions. Lu Shan furrowed his brow, asserting, "I refuse to believe it. With a combat power of 2,500, how could he be in danger?" Lin Yongnan added, "I too refuse to accept this. There must be circumstances we are unaware of." In the base's chat, the atmosphere, already dampened by the threat of acid rain, plummeted further with the news of Su Yunfei's avatar turning gray, delivering a devastating blow to many. They were reluctant to accept that even the strongest member of their base could face peril. When morale falters, it collapses like a landslide. However, some perceptive individuals quickly rallied to restore calm. "Let us not indulge in baseless fears. Su Laoda is exceptionally strong and will certainly be fine." The absence of a kill notification thus far suggests we should not jump to conclusions. Indeed, the only source of solace for everyone is the absence of a kill notification. Su Yunfei must still be alive. Half an hour later, the acid rain ceased. At base 3418, the group resumed venturing outside to combat monsters. Yet, the prevailing anxiety remained largely unmitigated. It was already past 5 o'clock. The esteemed player's avatar remained grayed out. This is dire. The comprehensive PK event is nearing its conclusion. Alas, how could the esteemed player only be at level 3? The highest-ranking player, Lu Shan, has only reached level 4, while Prince Ted is likely approaching level 6. All eyes were eagerly awaiting the illumination of Su Yunfei's avatar once more. Numerous individuals sent private messages to inquire about his status, but their efforts were met with silence. Within the Questioning Heaven team, discussions regarding this matter ensued. Lin Yongnan reflected for a considerable time before stating, "The absence of a kill prompt, coupled with the prolonged grayed-out avatar, surely indicates he has suffered severe injuries or perhaps is incapacitated." Upon hearing this, the others were jolted from their stupor. It is indeed a possibility. Jiang Ding furrowed his brow. However, we have no knowledge of his whereabouts. Su Yunfei had not shared his location, preferring to go solo. Moreover, with his motorcycle, he could have easily traveled beyond a distance of 4 kilometers. Huang Chuyan frowned deeply. Where are we to find him? The 5 were all beset with worry. At that moment, in the base's chat channel, an individual named Li Yuanqing was inciting unrest. "It has been far too long without any word from Su. It appears his situation is dire. Brothers, I suggest we devise an alternative plan. If we lose the comprehensive PK, our attributes will be reduced by 10 points. That is no trivial matter. Once diminished, we would be rendered as weaklings, too intimidated to even leave the base. Moreover, our base coordinates would be exposed, making it only a matter of time before those Hollanders launch an assault." His analysis resonated with a small faction, who began to find some merit in his words. The already somber atmosphere became even more fraught with anxiety as Li Yuanqing spoke. As fate would have it, Base 3427 continued to boast unabashedly in the regional channel. They appeared to have someone dedicated to external promotion tasks. Lewis proclaimed, "With less than an hour remaining, my yellow-skinned darlings, how fares your situation?" Du Weiss replied, "Today, Prince Ted has had a bountiful harvest. Not only did he vanquish a level 4 zombie leader, but he also hunted a 400-pound wild boar. That should sustain us for several days." Coincidentally, a newcomer from base 3458, with a curious disposition, inquired, "How can there still be wild boars?" Lewis and his companions immediately began to boast, "Indeed, we are blessed by the divine. Our base is ideally situated, with a lake providing fresh water and a mountain in the rear, teeming with unmutated beasts. There are also abundant fruits to enjoy. Our farmers, chefs, and doctors each have their designated roles. Join us and indulge in a paradise-like existence." Naturally, the other neighboring bases could not abide the ostentatious behavior of base 3427. As the clock approached 6 in the evening, their curiosity regarding the progress of base 3418 intensified. "Come forth, base 3418, and utter a word. Your silence is rather perplexing. They murmured. Previously, when Su Yunfei was present, he had advised against speaking in the area to avoid disclosing sensitive information. However, at this moment, his avatar had turned gray. The morale within the base was crumbling like a landslide. Li Yuanxing was the first to speak up in the area, lamenting, "Alas, we have encountered grave misfortune. This morning was fine, yet this afternoon, we were suddenly beset by a deluge of acid rain, causing us a delay of a full hour. To make matters worse, our leader's avatar has inexplicably turned gray." Upon hearing his words, the other neighboring bases felt a chill of despair. Indeed, it seemed they were cursed. Alas, Base 3427 is about to wreak havoc upon another base. If this continues, they will surely grow ever stronger. Within Base 3418, many had witnessed Li Yuanxing's remarks in the area and could not help but scold him. "How dare you undermine our spirits and bolster the enemies? Are you out of your mind, sharing everything with them? Even in defeat, one must maintain dignity." Li Yuanxing, stung by the rebukes, retorted, "I speak only the truth. Those who recognize the situation are the truly wise. Given the current state of affairs, we are destined to lose, are we not? The base will inevitably be breached. What is the point of your futile resistance?" Unfazed by the outcry from within the base, Li Yuanxing turned his attention back to the area channel. His earlier disclosure had brought a glimmer of joy to the people of Base 3427. Yet, these Hollander individuals were cunning. Lewis declared, "Li Yuanxing, we do not believe what you just said. You yellow-skinned soldiers are notorious for your deceitfulness." Du Weici added, "Unless you divulge more information, such as the combat prowess of your leader, we remain skeptical." Others from Base 3418 joined the area channel, indignantly declaring, "We shall not tell you. Revealing it would terrify you. Li Yuanxing, dare you speak, and I will ensure you are silenced." Ignoring the anger directed at him, Li Yuanxing stated, "What difference does it make? Our leader's combat strength is merely a little over 2,000 points, certainly not comparable to your Prince Ted." No sooner had he spoken than Prince Ted appeared, his avatar exuding a strikingly handsome and robust demeanor. He scoffed, "Are you jesting? The wretched yellow-skinned pig is toying with us, wasting our time." Li Yuanxing was utterly bewildered. What had he said that was so wrong? Prince Ted scrolled through Li Yuanxing's previous remarks, then, satisfied, disdainfully remarked, "Since your avatar has turned gray, you are no longer worth mentioning. Base 3418. Your defeat is assured. Should anyone wish to change allegiance now, we shall cover all expenses." Prince Ted's personal invitation was met with an extraordinary response. At that moment, someone from Base 3458 expressed a desire to join. Li Yuanxing, bewildered, inquired, "Is it still possible to change affiliation, and what are the costs? How would one get there afterward?" His question incited great anger among many within Base 3418. They recalled that their leader had previously asked if anyone wished to cross over, and they had thought it was merely a fanciful notion. To their astonishment, there were indeed traitors among them. This was unacceptable. The more they pondered, the angrier they became. "Where are you now, you little coward? Let me show you my 40-meter-long blade." Chapter 19. Effortlessly growing stronger within Base 3418, the collective fury was palpable. They were aghast to discover that there was a traitor in their midst, perhaps more than one. Under Li Yuanxing's provocation, some individuals began to waver in their loyalties. Moreover, with Ted declaring that he would bear all expenses, the discontent escalated. Yet, a greater number remained indignant, for they believed it was not yet time to surrender. Though they existed in a post-apocalyptic world, they held on to their dignity as human beings, refusing to be driven to desperation. The anger of the crowd stifled those with shifting loyalties, but Li Yuanxing remained unperturbed, retorting, "Everyone has their own aspirations. There are no laws here. Do you wish to coerce me? How absurd. I shall go where I please, and it is of no concern to you." His words only incited further outrage among some of the more hot-headed individuals, who found themselves at a loss for a proper rebuttal. Lu Shan coldly queried. When Su Yunfei asked, "Why did you not express a desire to go to the other side? Have you learned the techniques he taught? Your actions may not be illegal, but they are somewhat shameless. You are free to make your choice, and we are equally free to disdain you. Is there an issue with that?" The others rallied, invigorated by his words. "Well said. This fellow is nothing more than a cowardly opportunist, swaying with the winds. After a lifetime of wandering, encountering a true leader, you ought to recognize Ted as your benefactor. Hurry and call him father. If you do not heed this, remember that those who are not of our kind harbor different intentions. Perhaps they intend to lure you into a trap." Li Yuanxing found himself momentarily speechless. He had no desire to further engage with the discussions within the base. Instead, he concealed himself within a dilapidated structure, attentively listening to the conversations around him. Lewis from Base 3427 remarked, "Changing affiliation only requires 500 energy points. which our side will fully cover. Once you arrive, you will be treated as one of us, with stable employment and excellent benefits. If you are an A-grade talent, you will garner Prince Ted's utmost attention, and the rewards will be beyond measure. By this time, 2 individuals from base 3458 had successfully altered their affiliations. Fu Yangbo exclaimed, "Wonderful. After midnight tomorrow, we shall witness the splendor of a powerful base." Abdul Nama expressed gratitude. "Thank you, Prince Ted, for granting me an opportunity to survive." Andrew welcomed the newcomers. "We have prepared your rooms." Upon reviewing the chat logs, Li Yuanqing began to comprehend the unfolding situation. It was revealed that changing one's territorial affiliation would result in an automatic transfer to the new base after midnight the following day. All expenses would indeed be covered by base 3427. A mere 500 energy points, an inconsequential sum for them, underscored their opulence. Base 3427, well-versed in human nature, released numerous enticing photographs, crystalline lakes, verdant peaks, and robust wild boars, alongside a plethora of stunning women with angelic faces and devilish figures. The bountiful food and flourishing plantations further captivated Li Yuanqing. Upon reflecting on his own base, though Su Yunfei's combat prowess was remarkable, exceeding 2,500 points, it paled in comparison to Prince Ted, who was nearing level 6. For reasons unknown, Su Yunfei remained at a mere level 3, no longer holding the top position on the base's leaderboard. Moreover, with the time approaching 5:30, his avatar remained gray, an ominous sign as darkness loomed and the monsters would grow stronger. Li Yuanqing assessed the situation with a sense of foreboding. Staying at base 3418 seemed devoid of prospects. Those who recognize the times are wise, he mused, and a clever bird selects the right tree to perch upon. In the regional channel, his excitement surged as he proclaimed, "Esteemed Lord Ted, I wish to join your base. Please accept me." This was precisely the response base 3427 had anticipated. Lewis welcomed him warmly. "Welcome, my friend." While Daisy added, "Come on, is there anyone else who wishes to join? All are welcome." Accompanying their messages was an alluring image that stirred the passions of many men. Shortly thereafter, a system announcement echoed throughout base 3418. Survivor Li Yuanqing has successfully changed his territorial affiliation to base 3427. He will be teleported to the new base at midnight. In the chat channel of base 3418, chaos ensued. "Where is this guy? Where does he live? Who has information on him? I'm offering a reward. I'll pay a loaf of bread to anyone who can find him." Others in the region were similarly agitated. The atmosphere at base 3427, buoyed by their innate physical advantages and superior conditions, had indeed stirred the hearts of many. Some inhabitants of other bases, though silent, began to contemplate migration. Furthermore, with the beginner's period still ongoing, while each base had an acknowledged leader, it was not enforced. Even if someone chose to leave, there was little the others could do to prevent it. After winning the recent PK, the average attributes of base 3427 would elevate to 10. Their appetite for conquest was insatiable, and they would undoubtedly initiate further challenges. Who might fall victim next? What would they do? Some formidable individuals suddenly realized that the threat posed by zombies was not the most terrifying aspect. The internal strife among humans was equally daunting. At base 3418, Li Yuanqing gazed at the barrage of insults on the screen, feeling rather contemptuous. Humph, once the clock strikes midnight, he would become a member of the powerful base. Even as a mere drifter, he could survive. Upon noticing that Su Yunfei's avatar remained gray, a sense of superiority welled up within him. In the chat, he proclaimed, "You all criticize me out of jealousy, don't you? Ha ha ha. The PK will soon conclude, and not only will I avoid a reduction of 10 in all attributes, but I will also gain 10. How delightful. Without lifting a finger, I have grown so much stronger." Sometimes, choice is far more crucial than effort. This fellow, with unabashed pride, even began disseminating his insights on success. Though there were always detractors, their numbers gradually dwindled. As the clock approached 6 in the evening, the sky was on the verge of complete darkness, and the full-scale PK was about to end. Everyone seized this last moment to frantically battle monsters and level up. In the Wenyang team, the 5 members took some time to assist the novice, otherwise, their levels would have been higher. However, as a level 4 elite zombie fell, a radiant light enveloped the 5 of them. They uniformly ascended to level 5. With an overall attribute boost of 5, their combat power surged yet again. After the initial joy, Lu Shan sighed. "We are nearing our limit. We have done our utmost. Time is limited, and it is impossible for us to reach level 6 before dark." Lin Yongnan suggested, "Let us return and practice our punches. We can still improve a little." The 5 immediately headed for the base. They had never given up. Even in defeat, they insisted on maintaining their dignity. At that moment, nearby, someone suddenly exclaimed with joy, "The boss's avatar has lit up again. He is still alive." Chapter 20. Nightmare Secret Technique. Junior Mentalist Certificate. Soon, individuals in the base channel also discovered this. They immediately reported with ecstatic enthusiasm. The boss's avatar has lit up again. The previously somber atmosphere was instantly ignited. Many spirits lifted, feeling invigorated. Wonderful. There's hope. Regardless of the circumstances, having a leader signified hope, a sense of unity. Many individuals, once ordinary citizens on Blue Star, found themselves thrust into the apocalypse. Utterly unsure of what to do, they depended on commands from their superiors. In this perilous environment, they desperately needed a strong ally to provide a sense of security. At that moment, within a humble dwelling, Su Yunfei rose from the ground and immediately surveyed his surroundings with keen eyes. The area was eerily silent, devoid of any monsters. The acid rain had ceased. On the ground lay 2 luminous orbs, encasing items. A notification resonated. Congratulations on successfully vanquishing the level 5 special creature, the Nightmare Walker, and completing the hidden quest, Trial of the Strong. You have received a silver chest X1. The silver chest has been dispatched to the system's storage. Su Yunfei swiftly collected the 2 luminous orbs on the ground, the spoils dropped by the Nightmare Walker, totaling 2 items. Nightmare Fragment, X3. This item resembles a black, eerie soul, writhing slowly and exuding a menacing, shadowy aura. It is akin to a magical scroll, encapsulating the secrets of nightmares, available for immediate use. Beginner Psychic Master Certificate, X1. This certificate belongs to the Nightmare Walker. However, for others, it is classified as B-grade equipment. Upon possession, the enhancement to psychic attributes is doubled. As he claimed his rewards, Su Yunfei felt a surge of joy. The previous encounter flashed through his mind. Upon entering the humble abode, he had been ambushed by the Nightmare Walker, plunging into a nightmarish state. Or rather, he had entered a tightly woven, illusory realm of the mind. Struggling to escape the dream, he ultimately discovered a cackling, eerie soul hiding in the corner, successfully slaying it. Thus, he realized it was the Nightmare Walker, a rare psychic creature. Su Yunfei's expression turned serious. He had little time to ponder. He promptly opened the silver chest. A-grade secret technique, Abyss of Nightmares, the exclusive skill of the Nightmare Walker. When utilized, ensnares the target in a nightmare, causing mild disorientation or, in severe cases, mental collapse. Usage requirement, psychic greater than 80 points. Note, if psychic power is low, frequent use may result in backlash, leading to one's own mental confusion. With a current psychic attribute of 86 points, he was precisely able to employ it. The Nightmare Walker indeed proved to be a benefactor. With delight, Su Yunfei learned the technique, adding this information to his personal attribute panel. His mind flooded with complex and perilous skills. At that moment, Su Yunfei received a multitude of private messages. Upon glancing at them, he was astonished. He had spent nearly an hour and a half in the nightmare. It felt like no time at all. Now, it was almost 5:40 p.m. With only 20 minutes remaining until 6 p.m., without time to explain, he quickly replied in the chat, "I'm fine," and darted out like the wind. This location was not far from the 5,000-meter map node. Today, he was determined to reach it, even if he had to climb. As dusk approached, the number of wandering zombies outside increased. Furthermore, this area was considerably more perilous compared to the base. Not long after stepping outside, Su Yunfei encountered several wandering level 5 ordinary zombies. With his current strength, he could effortlessly dispatch these creatures. However, to engage in battle every time would be a waste of precious time. As Su Yunfei's thoughts shifted, he invoked the arcane technique, Abyss of Nightmares. While sprinting away from the approaching horde of zombies, an invisible, black web descended upon the creatures, rendering them momentarily immobilized, their expressions blank and bewildered. As they began to spin slowly in place, their minds were in disarray. You have successfully employed the arcane technique, Abyss of Nightmares. Proficiency, 23. Current level, Novice, excellent. Regardless of being a novice, its utility suffices. Su Yunfei dashed forward with agility and grace akin to a cheetah, swiftly navigating through the ruins. Along the way, monsters emerged from the shadows, inadvertently becoming subjects for his arcane practice. You have successfully employed the arcane technique, Abyss of Nightmares. Proficiency, 25. You have successfully employed the arcane technique, Abyss of Nightmares. Proficiency, 17. Through diligent practice, your proficiency in the arcane technique, Abyss of Nightmares, has reached the entry level. As Su Yunfei continued on his path, he pondered that merely enhancing combat prowess was insufficient. Unconventional methods also held merit. His encounter with the Nightmare Walker provided him with valuable insights. Firstly, the various attribute points undeniably form the foundation of strength. However, one must not blindly trust the combat power indicated on the system panel. The Comprehensive Combat Power Index is merely a theoretical figure, differing significantly from actual performance in battle. Skills, talents, areas of expertise, and weaknesses all influence real-world outcomes. Nightmares are mental entities, and a mentalist seems to be a profession primarily focused on the psyche. Is it merely about having a high mental attribute? The personnel at the base seem reluctant to practice meditation techniques, perhaps due to their failure to comprehend the terror of mental powerhouses. Yet, Su Yunfei sensed that becoming a mentalist could be a commendable support path. In combat, its brilliance lies in its unpredictability. Another advantage is that a high mental attribute naturally leads to greater psychological stability. In this apocalyptic world, the likelihood of developing issues such as depression or anxiety diminishes, thereby enhancing one's chances of survival. Base 3418. Approaching 6 in the evening, darkness was about to descend, prompting many to return to the base. Crowds gathered, nervously discussing what is happening. In just a few minutes, the comprehensive PK will conclude. Can we truly secure victory? The PK evaluates 4 aspects. Surely there is still some hope? But the leader is only at level 3 right now, yet his kill count is the highest. It seems illogical that his level remains unchanged. Did he not say that energy could be conserved, and that his restrained leveling was to prevent monsters from overpowering us? Is that really possible? As a group approached the entrance, they suddenly found the gate closed, with a gap barely allowing passage for two. 2 burly men stood guard at the entrance, looking at the crowd and stating, "State your names." The crowd formed an orderly line. Li Meng, Wang Fei. One by one, they entered. Some had already grasped the purpose of the gatekeeper, bursting into laughter. He must be trying to capture Li Yuanqing. Indeed, as it was, the traitor would undoubtedly return to spend the night, only to be transported away at dawn. In the crowd, someone exclaimed, "I just saw him. I know where he is." The 2 guards, members of the Wentian team, immediately rushed towards the speaker. "Is that true? Quickly, lead us to apprehend him." Chapter 21. Ascending 3 levels. Capture the traitor. Victory in the PK battle. Outside the base, within a modest dwelling, Li Yuanqing concealed himself amidst a pile of clutter, curled up and straining his ears. His eyes fixated on the slightest movement outside. As he glanced at the system clock, anxiety gripped his heart. It was almost 6 o'clock. Damn it. Su Yunfei's avatar had lit up again. They must be mocking me. It matters not. Base 3427 was inherently superior. Soon the results of the PK battle would reveal my sagacity. Throughout the day, Base 3427 had been incessantly broadcasting its progress. It was common knowledge that Prince Ted had ascended to an impressive 89 of level 5. How far could he be from level 6? Thus, many, like Li Yuanqing, held immense admiration and reverence for him. Suddenly, Li Yuanqing's ears perked up as he detected faint footsteps approaching. His heart raced with trepidation, and he instinctively yearned to flee. But it was too late. Jiang Qing and Lin Yongnan, accompanied by a dozen others, had arrived. They surrounded the modest dwelling, sealing off all exits. In the blink of an eye, Li Yuanqing was seized like a fledgling chick. His face turned ashen with fear, and he shouted in panic, "What are you doing? Can't you accept defeat? I am now a member of Base 3427. Lin Yongnan and the others encircled him and brought him back to the base. Li Yuanqing was terrified, desperately trying to maintain his composure. "You are bound to lose." Jiang Qing chuckled ominously. "You needn't concern yourself. Even in defeat, we shall first deal with you." Li Yuanqing's face paled further as he was about to retort when suddenly, an announcement echoed throughout the base. "Safety Base 3418. Su Yunfei has ventured outward. The direct distance south of the base has exceeded 5,000 meters. Safety Base 3418. The hidden task in the Novice Base's wild map has been completed, earning additional points. Now accounted in the Novice Period Settlement." This announcement filled everyone in the base with elation. "Trailblazer. Our leader is truly remarkable, having traversed a full 10 miles. It was a hidden task. Its weight in the overall PK was significant, was it not?" In an instant, the atmosphere was jubilant, and hope surged that they might triumph over their opponents. Li Yuanqing also received the system announcement, and his face drained of color. He could hardly fathom how formidable Su Yunfei was. At this moment, only a minute remained until 6 o'clock in the evening. The 3427 base had already begun to celebrate in the regional channel. Champagne was popped. "We have ceased all activities, awaiting the system to announce the results." Li Yuanqing, how do you feel? Are the folks at the base trembling in fear? Hurry and kneel in prayer. Ha ha ha. Base 3418. Prepare for a comprehensive reduction in attributes. Beg for our mercy. The other bases in the region were also exceedingly tense, closely monitoring the outcome of this all-encompassing showdown. Deep down, they already sensed the impending result. Yet, until the final moment, they remained hopeful. Witnessing the confidence of the Hollanders, Li Yuanqing, being dragged towards the base by the crowd, steadied himself. Feeling a bit more assured, He gained some courage and scoffed. What does it matter that the map is opened? Their base must have accomplished it long ago. Your levels are so low. Even Prince Ted has reached level 6. Such empty words. The people of our base felt uneasy, and upon hearing Li Yuanqing's remarks, they instantly grew displeased. Jiang Ding widened his eyes, and, with a hand like a fan, delivered a hefty slap to Li Yuanqing. Lin Yongnan, however, was frequently watching Su Yunfei's movements and exclaimed, "Boss is now level 4. No, he has already reached level 5. The others hurriedly checked the level rankings. To their astonishment, Su Yunfei's level had indeed reached 5. Before they could recover from their shock, the data shifted again. In the blink of an eye, Su Yunfei had ascended to level 6. System announcement. Base 3418. Su Yunfei is the first to reach level 6. Rewards have been hidden. Base 3418. Su Yunfei is the first to advance 3 levels consecutively. Rewards have been hidden. Everyone in the base was taken aback. Goodness. Energy can truly be stored up for a big surprise? Advancing 3 levels comes with additional rewards? How delightful. But wait, have you seen the boss's combat power? It's nearly at 2,700. The more low-key, the more formidable. If he were to lose, I would gladly sever my own head. With each system announcement, the atmosphere within base 3,418 soared to its pinnacle of confidence. Only Li Yuanqing's face turned ashen, his spirit deflated, as though all his vitality had been drained. His heart brimmed with resentment and fury as he began to curse vehemently. Su Yunfei is too insidious, too malicious. Did he intentionally lure me to the opposing side? The others around him were speechless. Who do you think you are, that the boss would specifically deceive you? Lin Yongnan seized his collar, angrily declaring, "Adjust your attitude. You were the one eager to migrate." Soon, they safely returned to the base. In the square, many had gathered to observe the traitor Li Yuanqing. Everyone was also glancing outside. At this moment, only a few seconds remained. Su Yunfei had traversed a vast expanse of terrain, and it was certain that he would not return anytime soon. Upon witnessing Li Yuanqing being escorted back, Lu Shan spoke in a grave tone. "Confine him for now. We shall await the return of the boss for a personal resolution." In the final 5 seconds, atop a 4-story building, Su Yunfei directed his focus towards a mound of undead corpses. Energy extraction. Beyond mere energy, a multitude of attribute points came flooding in, enhancing his combat prowess once more. The system announced, 1,800 acquired. Su Yunfei's combat power was now firmly established at 2725, while his level stood at 6, with 50 experience points. A profound tranquility enveloped Su Yunfei as he awaited the system's announcement regarding the comprehensive PK results. At that moment, nearly everyone aware of the PK battle in the region set aside their tasks, keenly anticipating the outcome. Moments later, the system proclaimed, "Congratulations to Base 3418 for achieving victory in the comprehensive PK against Base 3427. Specific rewards are currently being calculated. Please hold on." Inside Base 3418, an atmosphere of jubilant celebration erupted. "We truly won. We knew we could do it." Laughter resounded. With such formidable support, it's simply exhilarating. "Suda, I adore you. I want to bear your children." Hilarity ensued. I bet the other side never anticipated this outcome. Did someone actually dare to seek immigration there? Presently, curiosity piqued. I wonder if Li Yuanqing will incur attribute penalties like the others? Meanwhile, at Base 3427, a group of towering Hollanders reveled in their own celebration. Champagne already halfway uncorked. Upon hearing the system's announcement, a raucous cheer erupted. Huzzah! In a dizzying atmosphere, men and women danced wildly, tossing confetti and shrieking in delight. However, mid-celebration, they suddenly grasped the significance of the announcement. Base 3418 emerged victorious? Curse it, that damned system must have malfunctioned. A champagne bottle slipped from a hand, crashing to the ground and spilling its contents. A palpable silence fell as everyone exchanged incredulous glances. At the dining table, Prince Ted, his complexion ashen, abruptly rose. Fists clenched tightly. Chapter 22. The Horror. Base 3427 faces punishment. Their vitality fields drained. The inhabitants of Base 3427 were unable to fathom the result. "Oh my God. We actually lost. This is utterly impossible." They surmised that there must be some error. Such a result was unacceptable. I protest. The system must provide an explanation. Although the system announced the PK battle's outcome, the details of rewards and penalties remained under calculation. The people of Base 3427 grew frantic. The anticipated universal attribute boost of 10 had vanished, and they were now faced with the prospect of attribute deductions. This was catastrophic news, an unimaginable calamity. The mere thought was unbearable, overwhelming them with despair. Every heart is filled with terror and fury. This system announcement was disseminated throughout the entire region. prompting other bases to witness it instantaneously. Confusion permeated the air. What is happening? Could it be that the system has erred? Surely not. Base 3427 was so boastful. Yet they ended up losing? How laughable. I can hardly contain my laughter. It's absurd. Where did they find such misplaced confidence? Regardless of the circumstances, the spectacle of that group being thoroughly humiliated is something no one would wish to miss. Let them be soundly defeated. This is utterly delightful. Brothers, I recall that the initiators of a PK battle face severe penalties upon defeat. How ironic. They attempted to cheat, but only ended up worse off. Let them continue their charade. In the regional channel, the atmosphere was one of unrestrained jubilation. The downfall of Base 3427 was met with widespread acclaim. Their incessant boasting had become intolerable, provoking ire among others. Their nauseating sense of superiority was not merely an act. They genuinely believed themselves to be stronger than any other base, cultivating a mindset of aggression. They are undoubtedly potential warmongers who deserve to be defeated, and thoroughly so. Upon witnessing the overwhelming mockery directed at them from the region, the individuals of Base 3427 were incensed. How dare those yellow-skinned pigs mock us? We have taken note of your base. Oh no. How could we possibly be inferior to a mere yellow base? There must be a mistake. The system must be at fault. In the face of Base 3427's desperate attempts to salvage their pride, the other bases remained unfazed, their laughter only intensifying. The system embodies the celestial will of this world. How could it be mistaken? Still clinging to their bravado? This is hilarious. They will soon be weeping. Their predictions proved accurate. Merely 2 minutes later, the system completed its calculations. The earlier announcement indicated that the PK metrics encompassed overall combat power, maximum combat power, highest level, and map range. The system revealed to the two participating bases overall combat power. A 3418 totaled 128, 367 points. A 3427 totaled 129, 877 points. Maximum combat power. A 3418 was 2, 725 points. A 3427 was 1, 989 points. Highest level. A 3418 was level 6, 50. A 3427 was level 6, 3. Map range. A 3418 was 5,000 meters. A 3427 was 4,000 meters. After comprehensive calculations, the scores for each segment were determined. In conclusion, Base A 3418's total score exceeds that of a 3427, thus achieving victory in the PK battle. Upon witnessing such an intricate array of system data, the inhabitants of Base 3427 found themselves at a loss for words. Some collapsed to the ground, utterly despondent, exclaiming in despair, "Oh God, this is catastrophic. We have truly lost. How could this be? How can they be so formidable? They must be cheating. There is no way they could have such a substantial lead otherwise." Although Base 3418 lagged slightly in overall combat power, the disparity was not as significant as it seemed. Contrarily, the other three metrics were far superior. Their champions had astonishingly risen to level 50, amassing several thousand energy points. What on earth have these individuals been doing? The map had expanded to an astonishing distance of 5,000 meters. Their peak power was terrifying, surpassing even that of Prince Ted by a considerable margin. The people of Base 3427 were taken aback. Much like a group of underachievers unable to believe that a top student could achieve a perfect score on an exceedingly difficult exam. Prince Ted wore a tense expression, his icy blue eyes fixated on the data presented by the system. He remained silent, yet internally he was equally shaken. To think that there existed someone more powerful than he. Their combat prowess exceeded 2,700. This individual must possess an SSS level talent. A fierce killing intent suddenly ignited within Prince Ted's gaze. However, at that moment, he felt a wave of dizziness wash over him, accompanied by a sudden weakness. Startled, he looked up to see dark miasma descending from above. This ominous aura, signifying death and ill fortune, enveloped everyone at Base 3427, mercilessly stripping them of their attribute points. The initiators of the PK challenge would suffer a double penalty. All attributes were reduced by 20. Instantly, anguished cries erupted. Heavens! It feels as if my very essence has been siphoned away. My head is spinning. I feel as though I am dying. How could this happen? This is disastrous. My constitution is reduced to merely 5 points. My strength is down to a single point. I cannot go on like this. Oh God, my luck is down to 5. What will happen now? I can hardly breathe. The once rosy faces of all the inhabitants of Base 3427 turned pale, as if they had sustained severe injuries. Even Prince Ted was drenched in cold sweat. Moments ago, it felt as though an invisible hand had extracted the power, vitality, and other attributes from his being. This sensation was akin to being kissed by a Dementor. It was utterly terrifying, despite his attribute points being significantly higher than those of others. He too felt a wave of weakness wash over him. As he surveyed the chaos surrounding him, Prince Ted's expression darkened further. The merciless system announcement rang out once more. Base 3427 has been defeated in the comprehensive PK battle. The coordinates of the base have been revealed to the opposing side. As the initiator of the PK, the victor is required to provide 100,000 energy points or equivalent resources within 6 hours. Should this deadline be surpassed, the system will execute mandatory enforcement. Meanwhile, the security base 3418 received several system announcements. Congratulations, you have emerged victorious in the comprehensive PK battle against base 3427. All members of the victorious side will receive a full attribute boost of 10. The coordinates of the opposing base have been acquired. The map is now activated. The compensation of 100,000 energy points or equivalent resources from the defeated side will be delivered within 6 hours. Additional rewards will be distributed based on individual contributions. Please check your accounts. Chapter 23. The Rewards of the Victors. Personal Contribution Leader, Special Class, Holy Guardian. The atmosphere in Security Base 3418 was one of jubilant celebration. Filled with the sounds of drums and firecrackers, joy, elation, and confidence surged, reaching a pinnacle of morale. Haha, we actually won. A full attribute boost of 10. Wow. I'm ecstatic. We hit the jackpot. And there's 100,000 energy points. Even if it's not evenly distributed, it's certainly better than nothing, especially since it's coming from the enemy. Su, my dear, I adore you. I want to bear your children. Buzz. Strands of emerald light, brimming with vitality, sliced through the night sky, descending from above and infusing every individual with renewed strength. In an instant, everyone's complexion and abilities experienced a notable enhancement. A full attribute boost of 10. Elation swept over everyone as laughter erupted in the plaza outside the base. It was already dinner time, and the system had prepared a fragrant meal. Yet no one paid it any mind, engrossed in sharing their current joy. Wow, my strength has reached 32 points. This feeling of effortless gain is incredible. Who says we haven't worked for it? Everyone has been diligently leveling up. Besides, we can still receive additional rewards based on our contributions. Big Boss Su will undoubtedly take the lion's share. I wonder what I will receive. Regardless, it's all free gain. What a delight. Every face radiated happiness, resembling that of a bountiful farmer at harvest time. Except for Li Yuanqing. Sitting among the crowd, he appeared pale, gasping for breath, looking utterly exhausted. His expression was one of desolation, and he bore a grim countenance. His attributes, shockingly, mirrored those of base 3427, each diminished by 20. Now, every one of his stats was either 0 or negative. I lost the bet. Cursed Hollanders. Help. My heart is racing. I'm finished. In that moment, all that remained in Li Yuanqing's heart was profound regret. Deep, profound regret. In truth, no one mocked or ridiculed him, for at that moment, everyone around was beaming with joy. Busy checking their system rewards. Busy feeling the power of new growth, immersed in the rare delight it brings. Who would bother with the lifeless Li Yuanqing? Ding. The personal rewards from the system have arrived. Ha ha ha. I've unexpectedly received a bronze treasure chest. Your luck is astonishing. I only received over 200 energy points. Sigh. Meow meow meow. Mine has a strength attribute of 20, instantly compensating for my shortcomings. Joy sparkled in everyone's eyes. The enhancement of their abilities filled them with confidence for the future. Lu Shan surveyed everyone and remarked, after this reinforcement, we can combat monsters more effectively and elevate our prowess. The others wholeheartedly agreed. Indeed, our chances of survival have increased. In the chat channel, many were celebrating. Su Yunfei exclaimed, our victory over the opponents is entirely thanks to the contributions of the esteemed leaders. Thank you for your hard work. Where are you now? It's dark outside. I appreciate the leader for opening the map. Incredible. Please be cautious tonight. Gradually, the crowd emerged from their ecstasy and recalled the greatest contributor. Su Yunfei had ventured too far and could not return before nightfall. Concern filled the air as everyone urged him to stay safe. Sitting on the ground, Li Yuanqing thought, I wonder if I can return with the monsters being so formidable at night. His only hope now was to survive. If he could endure until midnight, he would be transported to base 3427. Although the future remained uncertain, it was certainly better than remaining here. He truly wished to escape. They would undoubtedly end his life. At that moment, on the rooftop of a 4-story building, Su Yunfei sat cross-legged, surrounded by an array of exquisite delicacies, their fragrant aroma wafting through the air. He was enjoying the dinner provided by the system. Below, countless zombies were drawn by the enticing scent of food. As Su Yunfei dined, He reviewed the rewards bestowed by the system. Today had indeed been arduous, yet he had gained numerous rewards. Opening the map, reaching level 6 first, and contributing the most in the PK battle had resulted in an abundance of rewards. He could hardly keep up with them all. As the top contributor in the comprehensive PK battle, the system generously rewarded him. Thank you for your immense contributions to the base. Your personal contributions rank first in the base, earning you the following rewards: 1 gold treasure chest, 2,000 energy points, 1 PK victory badge, 100 level 1 zombie crystals, 100 level 2 zombie crystals, 100 level 3 zombie crystals, 100 level 4 zombie crystals, 100 level 5 zombie crystals, for beginner-based construction blueprints, 1 beginner apocalypse recipe compendium, 2 beginner survival resource packs. Amidst this array of rewards, amidst a flurry of small hints, Reputation 1, positive reviews 55, Reputation 2, positive reviews 102. Congratulations! Your accumulated human reputation has surpassed 10 points, unlocking the Seed of Hope at the initial level of the Holy Office. What does this mean? Su Yunfei curiously examined his personal panel. Indeed, a radiant golden section labeled Holy Office had appeared. Seed of Hope, you have become a beacon of hope for a portion of humanity's survivors. Current level, level 1 seed, 10, 100 reputation. Bonus 1, your words will resonate more readily with the survivors, granting a trust level of 20 and an authority level of 20. Bonus 2, with the weight of responsibility upon your shoulders, your acquired proficiency and experience through practice will see a modest enhancement, 10. Bonus 3, your self-confidence shines like the sun, with a mental attribute of 100 points. Bonus 4, you will inflict slightly increased damage, 10, to zombies and other creatures. Please share and disseminate this hope. Now it all made sense. Su Yunfei gazed at the array of enhanced attributes and couldn't help but smile. In the future, once he had subordinates, the effects would be markedly evident. However, with a mental attribute of 100, bolstered by the primary mentalist certificate and the mysterious sun amulet, it transformed into a formidable 250 points, which was quite enticing. As for the other bonuses, it was clear they would only become more potent after upgrading the Holy Office. Overall, Su Yunfei felt immensely satisfied. The title of Holy Office Bearer sounded remarkably impressive. Its hue, akin to that of an SSS-level talent, shimmered with a resplendent golden light. Undoubtedly a rarity. Su Yunfei then glanced at his combat power. With the addition of 250 mental attributes, his combat prowess only increased by 250 points. It seemed he hadn't factored in the secret arts of a nightmarish abyss. Yet, Su Yunfei was unperturbed. He knew his own strength. At that moment, Lu Shan and others sent him private messages, their concern palpable. Boss, will you return tonight? If possible, it might be best not to stay out overnight. After all, this world harbors extraordinary powers. Initially indifferent, Su Yunfei's gaze flickered at those words, acknowledging their validity. Strange creatures might emerge during the night. Lin Yongnan added, Boss, Li Yuanqing has already been captured. We await your return to handle it. Upon hearing this, Su Yunfei promptly decided, all right, I shall return immediately. Chapter 24, Nightmare. Dealing with the traitor, commanding authority without anger at 20 minutes past 6 in the evening, darkness enveloped the outside world, rendering visibility nearly non-existent. Zombies, mutated wild dogs, and other creatures had begun to stir with excitement, roaming freely outside. Su Yunfei's agile figure darted swiftly through the ruins of the buildings. In the shadows, low growls intermittently echoed. A cacophony of hurried footsteps surged towards him. The monsters of the night have indeed experienced a significant enhancement in their attributes. Su Yunfei is not incapable of fighting. However, he prefers not to squander his time. Nightmare Abyss. A series of invisible black nets envelop the creatures. His figure swiftly vanishes from its original position. The journey back is arduous, with treacherous terrain and an enveloping darkness, making Su Yunfei's return far from easy. Yet, his pace remains swift, and before long, he covers nearly 500 meters. Suddenly, from the southwest, a series of animal howls echoes through the air. How could there be wolves? Su Yunfei's heart races as he quickly turns his gaze. Naturally, he sees nothing. From the sound, he deduces that the wolf is quite distant. His astonishment does not stem from the presence of wolves, but rather from the overwhelming menace conveyed through their howls. Such a loud call signifies a formidable presence, undoubtedly. It is a boss-level monster. Su Yunfei's awareness heightens as he ventures into the unknown territory. However, shortly after, a thunderous noise reverberates through the sky. It resembles the hum of an aircraft flying overhead, yet it is sharper than that of a typical passenger plane, indicating a far greater speed. Su Yunfei halts, a flicker of astonishment crossing his face. Are there fighter jets here? He quickly finds a patch of shadow to conceal himself. Before long, The roaring sound passes overhead, swiftly fading into the distance, accompanied by a piercing cry. Su Yunfei's heart jolts. Could it be a large bird, an eagle, or perhaps a night owl? Regardless of its identity, the commotion it generates during flight implies that it is no small creature. It may very well be on par with the wolf he heard earlier. He muses that he must continue to grow stronger, preparing for an eventual confrontation with such beings. As he resumes his journey home, the howls of wolves and the calls of birds intensify from the southwest, inciting a stir among the surrounding monsters. Are these two creatures engaging in combat? A smile creeps on his Su Yunfei's face as he realizes that their earlier howling was merely a display of dominance. Yet, this matter does not concern him. He must hasten back to the base. Eventually, he arrives at the highway and retrieves his motorcycle, speeding off. At 8 o'clock in the evening, Su Yunfei returns to base 3418. In the plaza outside the building, a few individuals practice the Jing technique. Upon seeing Su Yunfei's return, they immediately abandon their training and rush toward him, their bright eyes fixed upon him. Boss, you're finally back. We were so worried about you. It's far too dangerous to stay out overnight. Thank you, Suda, for leading us to victory and securing so many rewards. Boss, your motorcycle is as handsome as you are. A cacophony of voices arises, quickly attracting the attention of others, including the Tianwen team. Lu Shan and his companions hurried downstairs with Li Yuanqing. Upon seeing Su Yunfei return unscathed, they all breathed a sigh of relief. They briefly recounted the events, deliberately emphasizing that it was best to leave matters for him to handle upon his return. Su Yunfei cast a nonchalant glance at them, nodding slightly. He understood Lu Shan's intention clearly. It was a subtle gesture of goodwill, implicitly suggesting his willingness to serve. Observing the half-dead Li Yuanqing, Su Yunfei couldn't help but smile faintly. It was indeed advantageous to be powerful. Many matters could be resolved without his direct involvement. As for this individual, Su Yunfei could not detect any anger and inquired. Earlier, I asked if anyone intended to go to the opposite side. Why did you remain silent? Li Yuanqing, looking dejected and resembling a lost dog, did not respond. Instead, he clung to Su Yunfei's leg, pleading, I fear for my life. I am blind to the majesty of the great. Please spare me, sob. Su Yunfei gently extricated himself from his grasp, his dark boots gleaming coldly. He remarked, you ought to be beseeching Tate instead. At that moment, within the region, numerous bases witnessed a spectacle of humiliation and resurgence. The tyrannical base 3427 had brazenly initiated a PK, only to suffer a dismal defeat, which was quite comical. Perhaps unable to endure the mockery from others, or perhaps having incurred excessive losses, many from base 3427 began to lose their sanity, blaming Li Yuanqing for their failure. Despicable, shameless. He is nothing but a traitor. An undercover sent by the Huang faction. We were all deceived by him. Let him meet Satan. Damn spy. Why didn't he provide us with accurate intelligence? He deliberately concealed the truth from us. Neighbors, you have seen it. Base 3418 is truly insidious and malicious. Never engage with them, or you shall meet a dire fate. You squandered our 500 energy points. You deserve to be damned. Zombies, tear him apart. Li Yuanqing was mercilessly berated by the members of base 3427, who had even sharpened their knives, waiting for him to be teleported. He wept bitterly, feeling utterly foolish for having abandoned the true golden opportunity and betraying his organization. Now, he was despised on both sides, leaving him with no avenue for survival. At base 3418, many lights illuminated the rooms. The balconies quickly filled with onlookers, all whispering and speculating on how Su Yunfei would deal with Li Yuanqing. Su Yunfei raised his gaze slightly, surveying the upper floors. Regardless of Li Yuanqing's pleas, his expression remained unchanged. A traitor. Moreover, a traitor devoid of any notable strengths, utterly unremarkable. If such a person were to be spared, would the entire base not perceive him as excessively lenient? In the midst of the silence, Su Yunfei spoke in a tone as chilling as a nightmare. You shall be torn asunder by zombies. As he spoke, his fingers twitched slightly. The abyss of nightmares. The people around him remained utterly oblivious to the anomaly, and a nightmare descended upon Li Yuanqing. The words spoken by Su Yunfei moments ago were but seeds of this nightmare's inception. Li Yuanqing's current mental state was profoundly negative. Even a faint nightmare was beyond his endurance. His mind shattered completely. Li Yuanqing, in a frenzy, dashed out of the base's gates. His deranged figure swiftly vanished into the darkness. Soon, the air was filled with the exultant howls of zombies. A scream pierced the night sky. The entire base fell into an eerie silence. All but Su Yunfei were trembling with fear. They felt as though a sudden chill had enveloped them. Looking at Su Yunfei, he remained as handsome and imposing as ever, yet an indescribable aura of terror lingered about him. Chapter 25. Inventory of rewards. There were so many. It was hard to keep track. Following Li Yuanqing's anguished cry, the others remained ensnared in shock and dread. Su Yunfei, however, took a step forward, moving towards the exterior of the base. The crowd hesitated, uncertain whether to follow. Yet, within a minute, Su Yunfei returned briskly, his expression unperturbed, as if nothing had transpired. The zombies' cries had also faded into silence. It was a simple matter. Su Yunfei had utilized the abyss of nightmares to control several zombies outside. In the blink of an eye, he extracted Li Yuanqing's talent, an E-grade talent for weapon manufacturing. Though its immediate utility was unclear, it was certainly better than having none, as letting it go to waste would be foolish. Su Yunfei cast a glance at the others and suddenly smiled, his demeanor cheerful. Why so serious? Cheer up, for we have emerged victorious. With his words, an invisible pressure seemed to dissipate. The surrounding individuals quietly exhaled, their faces breaking into smiles. Yet within their hearts, a newfound, inexplicable awe for Su Yunfei took root, especially among the older middle-aged men, such as Lu Shan, who had traversed the complexities of society and encountered countless people. They felt a profound respect for Su Yunfei. Though he appeared to be merely 20 years of age, his essence revealed a formidable character. Su Yunfei declared with a resonant voice, "Thank you all for your hard work today. Rest early." The others immediately responded, "What are we compared to you, boss? You've worked the hardest. Boss, you should retire for the night." As such, they discerned his lack of inclination for further conversation and gradually dispersed. Su Yunfei scanned the area and suddenly noticed a patch of vibrant green at the corner of the square, beneath the railing. A young man of medium build and slightly dark skin hesitated as he approached him. Noticing Su Yunfei's expectation, he quickened his pace, a hint of shyness in his demeanor, and earnestly said, "Boss, the individual is named Zheng Guyu. After reaching level 2 today, he has remained at the base, tending to the crops." Su Yunfei, with a smile, remarked, "It seems the cultivation is going splendidly. Although he may not consume the produce himself, food has become a valuable currency in this post-apocalyptic world. All are assets, and the more one possesses, the better." Zheng Guyu beamed, revealing a full set of white teeth, nodding repeatedly. "Indeed, it appears that as traversers, we have a bonus in farming. The growth is astonishingly rapid. By around 4 or 5 tomorrow morning, we should be able to harvest the first batch." He proceeded to report additional information. All 4 types of crops provided by Su Yunfei have thrived. However, due to his solitary efforts, the cultivated land is limited, and he plans to expand further tomorrow. Su Yunfei nodded in acknowledgement. Through the system, he transferred 500 energy points to him. Zheng Guyu's eyes widened in astonishment. "Such a large sum?" Su Yunfei interrupted. "This is a reward for your hard work. Keep it up." After a moment's contemplation, he added, "Find 2 or 3 more reliable individuals to assist you." With that, he refrained from further conversation and returned to his secure shelter. Lying on the bed, he found it far from soft. Yet, being in a secure little room felt remarkably different from being outside. It almost evoked a sense of home. Su Yunfei closed his eyes and began to tally the day's gains in his mind. There were so many rewards that he could scarcely remember them all. The energy points extracted from the corpses of zombies, not to mention the various attributes, were indeed precious, though they had become somewhat commonplace for him. The primary focus was on the rewards he had acquired while busy mapping, which he now had time to scrutinize. The first reward for 2,500 meters was a pair of B-grade crocodile leather gloves. The 3,000-meter reward was 10 cubic meters of system space. The 3,500-meter reward was a C-grade battle armor, made of cold iron. The 4,000-meter reward comprised 1,000 soybean seeds. The 4,500-meter reward was a D-grade novice alloy crossbow, and the 5,000-meter reward was a golden treasure chest. To others, the armor and alloy crossbow would undoubtedly be coveted treasures. However, to Su Yunfei, they seemed somewhat insufficient. While usable, their enhancements were not particularly remarkable, so he paid little heed to them. Furthermore, there were the upgrade rewards. He had not claimed the initial rewards for leveling up to levels 4 and 5, which were not particularly rare, according to the system announcement. They simply granted points in strength and constitution. However, he did receive the reward for reaching level 6, 1,000 liters of gasoline. For someone like him, who owns a vehicle, this was indeed necessary. As for the reward for ascending 3 levels consecutively, it was a silver treasure chest. After resting for a moment, Su Yunfei sat up, retrieving all the treasure chests. The first contribution in PK battles awarded him a golden treasure chest. Mapping out 5,000 meters yielded another golden chest. Adding to these was the silver chest. None had been opened yet. Su Yunfei contemplated for a moment before deciding to proceed with the opening. After all, who could predict what rewards tomorrow might bestow? He opened all 3 chests. From the silver chest, he obtained 5 incendiary grenades and 5 standard grenades. The first golden chest yielded one advanced medical kit and one formula for an A-grade life potion. The second golden chest revealed one blueprint for a water purifier, one guitar, and one blueprint for a level 5 mutated monster trial arena. Not delving into the details of the easily comprehensible items, Su Yunfei pondered the nature of the trial arena blueprint. Did it require him to construct an arena? Upon closer inspection, he realized he had misunderstood. This was, in fact, a small secret realm, reminiscent of a dungeon in a game. Level 5 mutated monster trial arena blueprint. Upon activation, one will be transported to the level 5 mutated monster trial arena, where all creatures are of level 5 mutation. A maximum of 10 individuals may enter as a team, facing a total of 100 monsters. The blueprint becomes void once all monsters are defeated. Note: dying within the trial arena does not affect one's real-world status, although a portion of attribute points will be deducted. What a splendid item! After meticulously reading the description, Su Yunfei's eyes sparkled with excitement. There was no need to worry about a lack of monsters, nor the risk of dying within. Mutated creatures were beasts that could be skinned and butchered, providing resources as well. However, it seemed he might not be able to utilize it himself. Nevertheless, this item was undoubtedly valuable and would serve well for future trades. Su Yunfei continued his examination of the blueprints acquired today. In addition to the one for the trial arena, there were 4 novice-level base construction blueprints, each offering distinct construction plans. The 4 options varied in cost, functionality, and zoning, allowing for customization based on personal needs and available resources. He also discovered one comprehensive novice-level apocalypse cookbook, filled with an array of culinary recipes. Yet, dishes like steamed mutated mosquito legs with rat stew sounded like a dark cuisine indeed. Chuckling softly, Su Yunfei glanced at the water purifier blueprint. This item would only be of use once the novice phase concluded, and he began constructing his own base. Water, the essence of life. In this apocalyptic world, the value of this blueprint was indisputable. As for the A-grade life potion formula, it demanded even greater prerequisites, requiring the construction of a laboratory. However, its healing effects were impressively potent. Oh, how I yearn for a better life. Su Yunfei mused about the future before gradually drifting into slumber. Meanwhile, the inhabitants of base 3427 experienced a sleepless night. A compensation of 10,000 energy points. Divided among them, each would need to contribute over 100. With midnight approaching, the deadline imposed by the system loomed ominously. Chapter 26. Is the opponent's leader SSS level? The strategy of deception begins. The interior of base 3427 was in utter disarray. The atmosphere was rife with complaints and lamentations. This unforeseen defeat not only delivered a crushing blow to morale, but also severely diminished the collective strength of the group. A reduction of 20 in all attributes was nothing short of catastrophic. Nearly everyone's intelligence and luck plummeted into the negative. Beyond physical weakness, their minds felt foggy, and their thoughts sluggish. Their emotional control was utterly abandoned, leading to a palpable aura of negativity in their communications. Many attributed the failure to the deceit of Li Yuanxing, claiming he provided them with incorrect information. However, they had already received the announcement regarding the novice Li Yuanxing being slain by a level 3 ordinary zombie. What a misfortune! He ought to have faced the consequences of his actions. Cursed be this individual, as they now had to compensate 100,000 energy points. I refuse to contribute even a fraction. The system is incredibly biased, imposing such severe penalties upon us. The strong grow stronger while the weak grow weaker. There seems to be no escape for us. They appeared to forget that it was they who initially instigated the PK battle against number 3418. Yet, some did not forget and could not resist voicing their grievances. Who insisted on initiating the PK battle? Look at the state we're in now. We've become so weak. Why can't we simply lead our lives in peace? Why provoke such a formidable base? This decision, of course, was made by Prince Ted, the leader of the base. His loyal subordinates immediately reprimanded. Silence. How dare you question His Highness? Your failure is tied to your own laziness and lack of ambition. You have become overly reliant on the prince's strength, abandoning your personal efforts. Gradually, the chat channel fell silent. Yet everyone was lost in thought. What does this have to do with us? However, it was evident that the prince, regardless of his level or combat prowess, could not match the strength of the formidable opponents they faced. The more they pondered, the more terrifying the situation seemed. Prince Ted, endowed with SS talent, was already formidable. Yet the adversaries appeared even more powerful. What manner of monsters were they? Prince Ted emerged, issuing a cold command. Everyone, immediately surrender 100 energy points or equivalent resources. Since the outcome of the PK battle was revealed, a fire of rage had ignited within his chest, and his expression was exceedingly grim. The 100,000 energy points, when divided among them, were not a substantial amount. However, it symbolized a profound humiliation akin to that of a defeat penalty. As a noble descendant of Holland, when had he ever endured such disgrace? What infuriated him further was that, even at this moment, he remained unaware of the identity of the powerful leader opposing them. Ted had already dispatched individuals to gather intelligence, yet hours passed without any news. The leader of Base 3418 has never uttered a word within the region. Others have also resisted the temptation to reveal their superiors' information. Ted's curiosity and animosity towards this individual have reached a fever pitch. He personally intervened, declaring in the regional channel, "I will forever remember the humiliation you inflicted upon me today. As an SS-level talent, I cannot believe I was defeated by you. Surely you must be an SSS-level talent. Subtle yet insidious, you shall undoubtedly become a malignancy within the region, destined to annihilate all other bases." Ted candidly sowed seeds of enmity against Su Yunfei in the hearts of others. Indeed, as soon as these words were uttered, despite it being the dead of night, the regional channel erupted with activity. Is there really an SSS-level talent? Incredible. He must be the child of fortune. Yes. We all speculate it must be SSS. Otherwise, how could Ted possibly lose? This is astonishing. Unbelievable. Yet, still, no one knows the name of this formidable SSS-level individual. Ted's assertions hold merit. SSS-level talents are exceedingly rare. If they survive, they are bound to become local tyrants. Regardless, as long as they treat their subordinates well, they are considered good leaders. However, the leader of Base 3418 still remains absent. Following this fervent discussion, the tide of conversation shifted once more, with everyone now expressing concern for Ted. By the way, has the 100,000 compensation from Base 3427 been paid yet? The prince must be furious. Your Highness, please calm down. Allow me to soothe you. Learn from this, daring to provoke others without understanding the situation. Now, how does it feel to be on the receiving end? An inquiry was made regarding the prince's next target. Which base will be attacked next? Ted clenched his fists, truly on the verge of explosion. Shortly thereafter, the 100,000 energy points owed by Base 3427 were gathered, compensated by the system, to Base 3418, divided among the participants. The sum amounted to little, just over 100 energy points each. Yet, everyone was exhilarated, brimming with excitement. A trophy of sorts. A remarkable memory. The existence of an energy bank that allows for transfers and red envelopes was astonishing. Ted, Prince Ted, I hear you are a prince? V me 50 to test your strength. Sister Dice, I'll V you 100. I want to watch the game. In their excitement, the names of Base 3418 began to crop up more frequently in the regional discussions. They became fervent over the familiar faces from Base 3427. At Base 3427, many were left utterly bewildered. Have these yellow-skinned folks gone mad? What are they saying? It makes no sense. As the saying goes, when you cannot comprehend, it is likely that the other party is insulting you. How infuriating. It is but a single victory, and they flaunt it before us. The two sides engaged in a heated exchange, the region buzzing with fervor, leaving the crowds from other bases unable to interject. Prince Ted observed with keen interest that the opposing base appeared to be somewhat overconfident. With a penetrating gaze, he promptly instructed a few individuals to gather intelligence on the leader of the opposing faction. Lewis addressed the leader of Base 3418 with great respect, proclaiming, "Respected leader of Base 3418, you are more formidable than our prince. I would be honored to meet you in person." Prince Ted shot him a fierce glare, disapproving of the blatant display of intent. To his surprise, Lewis unleashed a torrent of information. The denizens of Base 3418 chimed in, revealing, "Our leader's surname is Sun. Given name Wukong. He wields a 3-meter-long staff, capable of dispatching children like you with a single strike. Is there a spy among us? How dare you disclose our leader's name? Apologies, but our leader is currently resting. He prioritizes health, rising early and retiring early. Health is a lifestyle for the elderly. Indeed, our leader is approaching the venerable age of 45. Let me warn you, do not provoke our leader. In his youth, he was a special forces operative. He once took down over 200 high-ranking officials in one breath, earning a sentence of 500 years. At the time of his journey, he was in the midst of a confrontation with the warden. Yes, our leader has a penchant for targeting individuals of stature, such as princes and kings. Ted, you must exercise caution." At Base 3427, Prince Ted's complexion paled upon hearing the enthusiastic accounts. Did he truly eliminate over 200 leaders? This individual is not merely human. He is a madman. He felt a twinge of inadequacy. Chapter 27. An A-class enemy eliminated? Unable to restrain his tumultuous emotions, the inhabitants of Base 3427 found themselves wavering in their belief regarding the enemy's claims, instilling a sense of inexplicable fear. It was no wonder that their leader was perceived as a formidable foe. This unknown warrior had cast a shadow over the hearts of the people in base 3427. Meanwhile, within base 3418, a jovial atmosphere prevailed. This is hilarious. Everyone speaks as if it were the truth. They commenced their whimsical tales without consultation, reveling in the absurdity. I am not fabricating. Our leader indeed employs a staff. In my heart, he is called Sun Wukong. 1. Slaying demons and leading us to victory. What could be more accurate? Indeed, having such a legendary hero makes the threat of zombies seem trivial. Let us maintain this momentum and bewilder our adversaries. The crowd engaged in a half-hearted concoction of outrageous stories to deceive the foreigners. However, the inhabitants of other bases quickly discerned the fabrications. Yet no one dared to expose them. Observing the fear instilled in the people of base 3427, they collectively found amusement in their plight. The following day, at 4:30 in the morning, Su Yunfei awoke punctually. After meditating and exercising, time had swiftly approached 6 o'clock. As dawn approached, Su Yunfei glanced outside and noticed Zheng Guyu already bustling about in the fields. This fellow is quite earnest. Breakfast time has arrived. With Su Yunfei's current prowess, the provisions he enjoys have already reached the pinnacle of novice configurations, a regal indulgence. After a meal, he feels invigorated, his vitality brimming, his body suffused with strength. Today, no other bases have come to cause trouble, and everyone has resumed their previous routines. However, the map has now been fully opened. One merely needs to illuminate the icons. For the time being, Su Yunfei does not intend to venture further afield. Within a mere 5,000 meters, fearsome creatures such as giant wolves and colossal birds had already made their appearance last night. Beyond that, he can only expect even more formidable mutated beasts. Descending to the fields, Su Yunfei cast a glance around. Upon seeing him, Zheng Guyu greeted him with a shy smile, saying, "Good morning, boss." He then reported, "The crops from yesterday have ripened, and I have harvested them. I've also planted some new ones. In total, we have collected 213 units of cabbage and 189 units of carrots." As he spoke, he traded the harvested crops to Su Yunfei. Su Yunfei nodded in approval, "Very good." However, Zheng Guyu's expression turned remorseful, and he furrowed his brow, confessing, "Boss, I came late this morning, and some crops were eaten by rats. I only managed to kill a few, the others were too quick to catch." Su Yunfei's brow furrowed. "Rats? Are there still rats in the base?" "Yes," Zheng Guyu replied. "When I arrived around 4, there were at least 30 or 40 of them, and they probably devoured several dozen units." He looked downcast. "It's my fault for not keeping a better watch." Su Yunfei inquired, "Those rats without tails, are they about 20 centimeters long?" "Exactly. They've grown quite large. Old enough to bite me. I've already collected the ones I managed to kill." Upon hearing this, Su Yunfei anticipated Zheng Guyu's next words and decisively interjected, "I do not wish to see that." He added reassuringly, "It's nothing. It's just the beginning, a lack of experience. But you must recruit more hands today and plant abundantly. We'll need shifts at night." He casually handed Zheng Guyu 600 soybean seeds, saying, "You handle it." "Understood, boss." Zheng Guyu nodded vigorously. Farming is merely a supplementary task for Su Yunfei. He does not invest much effort, but still reaps daily returns. He turned towards the base's entrance, his thoughts lingering on the matter of the rats. He had presumed they would only be found in the wild, not realizing they had infiltrated the base as well. Those that can enter the base are not deemed monsters by the system. Yet, given the prolific breeding capabilities of rats, their population is substantial, and the probability of mutations is significantly heightened. As Su Yunfei contemplated this, he approached the entrance. Suddenly, he halted, noticing the gate ajar. With several individuals standing in the courtyard, seemingly hesitant to exit, all staring at him. A slight arch of his brow indicated his understanding of the situation. Indeed, moments later, a few individuals dashed back from outside, their faces etched with distress. Upon seeing Su Yunfei, they began to lament, "Boss, help us. There are hordes of level 6 monsters outside. We cannot fight them. Thankfully, we managed to escape quickly. Heaven help us, most of us are only level 3 now. Even with a full attribute boost of 10, it is still far from being a match for a level 6 monster." Su Yunfei nodded and stepped outside. He had anticipated this predicament since yesterday. Yet, in pursuit of victory in the PK battle, he had no choice but to push himself to level 6. In truth, he had not expected that his level and combat prowess would utterly overshadow that of Prince Ted. What was going on? He had presumed there was greater strength to be found in him. Just as Su Yunfei exited the door, 2 regional announcements echoed suddenly. At base 3427, A-level talent Gavin Sally was slain by a level 6 robust zombie. At base 3427, A-level talent Adolf Lewis was slain by a level 6 robust zombie. Su Yunfei halted his steps, immediately checking the regional messages. These announcements sent shockwaves throughout the area. Many were left astounded. What? An A-level talent has fallen. And it even made it to the regional announcements? Such a grand demise. How prestigious. How could it be that 2 A-level talents suddenly perished at 3,427? Absurd. Haha. Doesn't this mean that other bases have just become significantly stronger? Just yesterday, they were boasting, and now, this morning, 2 A-level talents have met their end. Truly, when the heavens rage, mortals are bound to suffer. This is hilarious. We urged you to level up. But it seems the monsters have grown in strength faster than the team. Now, look at the mess you've found yourselves in. The death of 2 A-level talents is no trivial matter. It is a grave blow to any base. However, if such misfortune befalls the enemy, it is merely a cause for celebration. At this moment, within base 3427, a group of individuals trembled in despair, gazing through iron bars at the throngs of zombies outside. More terrifyingly, 2 newly transformed powerful zombies, those once the A-level talents, now stood as level 5 zombies. They possessed talents and skills. The 2 newly created zombies appeared dazed. Joining the horde outside the base, their hollow eyes fixated on the food within. The scent of fresh humans drove them into a frenzy. Prince Ted, having lost 2 of his prized comrades, wore a face ashen with rage and heartbreak. Once misfortune strikes, it seems to cascade uncontrollably. Early in the morning, level 6 zombies and numerous lower-tier monsters had appeared near the base. Their squad was tasked with clearing obstacles for the entire base. Had they not suffered a defeat in the PK battle yesterday, resulting in a 20-point reduction in all attributes for each member, how could they possibly be unable to contend with even one level 6 robust zombie? I shall remember base 3418. Prince Ted seethed, his gray-blue eyes filled with hatred. At this juncture, Su Yunfei scrolled through the regional chat and confirmed the loss of 2 A-level talents at base 3427. He could not suppress his exhilaration. If only I could acquire the corpses of those 2 individuals. Chapter 28. A price to pay. A new discovery, an odd sound. Su Yunfei yearned for the remains of the 2 A-level gifted individuals. They had been slain by zombies and carried the virus. Surely their talents could be extracted. However, he knew full well that obtaining their bodies was an impossibility. Undeterred, Su Yunfei privately messaged Lu Shan, imploring him to act as a messenger. Well, whether or not there is any fruit to bear, one must first cast a line. Who knows what might happen? Thus, in the regional channel, Lu Shan inquired, base 3427. Are those 2 A-level gifted individuals' corpses for sale? I'll offer a universal energy point for each. This price utterly astonished the eyes of other bases. Could it be that someone actually wishes to purchase corpses? What peculiar intentions could they possibly have? Oh, this situation is certainly not as simple as it appears. There must be something amiss. The people of base 3427, upon hearing this proposition, were left utterly bewildered. Damn those yellow-skinned folks. They're trying to toy with us again. Ignore them. Adolf and the others are our allies. How could we sell them to the enemy? Lu Shan retorted, I am quite serious and utterly sincere. I am not jesting. As for the reason, it could be that I have a peculiar fixation, perhaps. The individuals in the region were left speechless. Goodness, this base is truly full of formidable characters. Isn't it? Ugh, how disgusting, and so loud about it. To assist Su Yunfei engaging the response from the opposing side, Lu Shan cast aside his pride and urged, so, will it work or not? Speak up. The people of base 3427 were incensed. You think you can buy them for just 1 universal energy point? Dream on. Besides, even if they wish to sell, there would be no way. The 2 have now transformed into zombies. They would have to be killed again to retrieve their bodies. Lu Shan replied, I see. So it requires a higher payment, does it? How about 20,000 for each? Is that acceptable? The other bases in the region were left utterly speechless. Do you truly wish to acquire them? Your profile suggests you are quite composed. Surely you are not jesting. Perhaps you have a method to obtain the talents from the corpses? My goodness, there is indeed a possibility. Otherwise, why would one fixate on A-level corpses? Amidst the discussions, Prince Ted appeared, furiously declaring, You have gone too far. We would never sell the corpses of our teammates. Even if we were to sell, it would not be to base 3418. Upon witnessing this, Lu Shan refrained from further comment and exchanged a resigned smile with Su Yunfei. Su Yunfei smiled slightly, as it was all within expectation and did not surprise him. The other members of the Tianwen team looked at each other in confusion, filled with questions. What does the boss want with the corpses? Could it be he truly covets their talents? Su Yunfei chose not to elaborate, instead retrieving his tungsten steel staff and striding out of the base. Outside the base, the number of wandering monsters had increased since yesterday, and they were of a higher level. The ordinary level 6 zombie possesses a minimum health of 1800, making it as robust as a mighty ox in comparison to the average survivor. However, in Su Yunfei's eyes, it is merely a fragile creature. With a deft swing of his staff, he dispatched the level 6 zombie with 2 precise strikes. As for the lower-level monsters, he paid them little mind. Nearby the gate, a throng of onlookers had gathered, their eyes wide with disbelief and astonishment. It was their first time witnessing their leader engage in combat, and indeed, the spectacle of instantaneous annihilation was breathtaking. With a combat power of 2,700, battling monsters was exhilarating. He fought with efficiency and elegance, reminiscent of the legendary Monkey King. Men gazed in envy, while women were captivated with stars in their eyes. Before long, Su Yunfei vanished from outside the base, leaving everyone in suspense regarding his whereabouts. With newfound courage, the group emerged from the base to confront the lower-level monsters. Suddenly, someone joyously exclaimed, "This level 6 zombie has only a sliver of health left." He swung his fire axe, and the level 6 zombie collapsed, releasing a burst of energy. He and Su Yunfei shared the energy points, eliciting his uncontainable delight. "Our leader is truly magnificent." Haha. In truth, Su Yunfei had merely glided through a mass of monsters. If any level 6 creatures had a bit more health and survived the initial onslaught, he was unconcerned. He had his own objectives to pursue. Today, he intended to explore several building icons. Following the conclusion of the novice period, the system would likely cease providing food supplies. It was essential to stockpile resources in advance. This marked the 4th day in the relentless world of apocalypse. On the first day, Su Yunfei activated a 500-meter map and discovered a supermarket. On the second day, he scavenged supplies from the supermarket and defeated a level 2 zombie leader, earning an A-grade talent for weakness insight. On the third day, 2 bases engaged in an all-out PK, and Su Yunfei spent nearly the entire day expanding the map, reaping rewards in abundance. Now, on the 4th day, it was time to reap the fruits of his mapping endeavors. Throughout the day, Su Yunfei traversed the land. Riding his Black Panther motorcycle, he explored 5 buildings, illuminating each icon. These included a hardware store, an elementary school, a private clinic, a 24-hour convenience store, and lastly, a computer shop. In total, he gathered various tools, food, and some ordinary anti-inflammatory medications along with basic medical equipment. The final exploration of the computer store brought a hint of surprise to Su Yunfei. From the clues uncovered there, he discerned that the computers in this world catered to a rather average economic demographic. The store housed several outdated light computers, despite their second-hand nature. They were priced significantly higher than most computers. Just from this observation, Su Yunfei surmised that the technology in this world was relatively advanced, and correspondingly, the wealth gap had become even more pronounced. Regrettably, the equipment has been damaged and there is no electricity. Otherwise, I could ascertain what the light brain resembles. Perhaps akin to the system. Su Yunfei only managed to find a handful of brand new, unopened electronic devices. However, without power, they could only be temporarily discarded in a corner of the space. As the afternoon approached 5 o'clock, Su Yunfei began his journey back. In the base's chat channel, the members engaged in casual banter, filled with discussions of party formations, monster encounters, and intelligence sharing. It was rather peculiar. Previously, while battling a level 3 zombie, he had acquired an arm, yet when he returned to trade it with the leader, it had inexplicably vanished. Su Yunfei, amidst the myriad of messages, noticed this particular remark and smiled faintly. Indeed, even a fragment of a monster's corpse was worth collecting. Although the energy and attributes extracted from lower-tier monsters were considerably diminished, a mosquito's leg is still meat. As for the zombie's arm disappearing, he did not dwell on it. However, as he neared the base, he perceived a peculiar sound, subtle, almost akin to an auditory hallucination, yet dense and rhythmic, resembling raindrops tapping against the ground. This sound emanated from a distance, so faint that it was momentarily difficult to discern whether it originated from above or below. Su Yunfei glanced skyward, pondering whether it was raining. In the past, such sounds often accompanied rainfall, though they were far heavier. Yet now, as dusk approached, the sky remained clear. Before long, Su Yunfei comprehended the nature of the sound. Hundreds of meters away, countless small creatures scurried across the ground, advancing with remarkable speed. The high-pitched squeaks resonated, sending chills down his spine. These diminutive animals, uniformly dark brown, possessed elongated, corpulent bodies and moved with astonishing rapidity. With his exceptional vision, Su Yunfei quickly discerned that they were rats. Thousands upon thousands of enormous rats. Like a tidal wave, they surged from all directions, encircling the base. Chapter 29, The Rat Tide Erupts. The Beast Tide special battle commences. Su Yunfei had never witnessed such a congregation of rats in his life. Instantly, he realized, without so much as a warning, disaster had struck. Without hesitation, he accelerated, racing his motorcycle back to the base. Within the base, others had also taken notice, exclaiming in shock, "Goodness! There are suddenly so many rats. This is terrifying." What are we to do now? As everyone stood in bewilderment, the system announcement resonated calmly. Emergency notification. A regional disaster has occurred. Area A is experiencing multiple beast tides. Please seek shelter or return to the base without exposing yourselves in the wilderness. The beast tide special battle has commenced, and the regional merit leaderboard is now active. Climbing the merit leaderboard will yield various rewards. Ensure your safety while relishing in the thrill of monster slaying. Subsequently, another announcement from the base echoed. Security base number 3418, Level 1 Rodent Tide has occurred. Level 1 Rodent Tide has occurred. The battle of the special war against the giant rats has commenced. The special war will conclude once 80% of the beast tide in the area has been eradicated. Upon returning, Su Yunfei quickly noticed a flurry of figures rushing around the base. Those nearby, upon receiving the system announcement, hurried back to the base. Those further away raced against the tide of rats, daring not to pause even for a moment. As for the survivors who had ventured even farther, they could only rely on their own luck. Some individuals had returned to the base early, and at that moment, they were descending from the upper floors. Before long, 400 to 500 survivors gathered in the courtyard, all gazing ahead with pallid expressions. A dark line was rapidly approaching. The rodent tide, thousands upon thousands of rats, truly resembled a surging wave. Su Yunfei likewise fixed his gaze outside. He calculated that, at most, within 3 minutes, the rodent tide would reach the base. Su Yunfei glanced at the regional merit leaderboard, which remained quiet for now. Given the existence of a leaderboard, there would undoubtedly be rewards upon its conclusion. He had not anticipated that this competition would escalate to a regional level. He wondered whether these rats had existed prior or if they were conjured by the system. As Su Yunfei pondered, anxious voices reached his ears. "Boss, what are we going to do about so many rats? It's terrifying. I'm about to faint." Su Yunfei snapped back to reality, realizing the grim expressions on everyone's faces as they looked at him, awaiting his command. Feeling helpless, he thought, "What can I say? I don't know either." Su Yunfei bluntly stated, "Fight them off. What else can we do?" This was understood by everyone, but their faces reflected despair. "How can we fight so many? We'll be swarmed the moment we step outside. They're so small and close to the ground. It's incredibly difficult to combat them. Surely, these rats won't enter the base, right? I'm so scared." Su Yunfei's expression grew more serious as he nodded. They might indeed come in. This morning, rats were spotted in the fields under Zheng Giyu's watch, indicating that some of these rodents are not monsters, but merely pests, which the novice protection shield cannot keep out. Just then, the rodent tide was almost upon them. The glimmering red eyes and bared long teeth of the rats became discernible. Their target was none other than security base number 3418. Su Yunfei commanded, "Everyone, spread out and guard the barriers. Each of you, employ your unique skills. Fight however you can." The base's main entrance remained open. Closing it would hinder their ability to combat the creatures, and people were still arriving one after another. Su Yunfei positioned himself at the entrance, ready to face the impending threat. The teams, such as the Tianwen squad and the Wolfang squad, composed entirely of robust men, silently followed along. After several days of arduous struggle, their collective combat power had averaged out to 450. Yet, each individual bore an expression of grave seriousness. As the saying goes, a multitude of ants can bring down an elephant. How much more daunting is a swarm of such colossal rats? It can be asserted that a tide of rats poses a challenge more formidable than that of high-level zombies. Observing the multitude of rodents, Su Yunfei's demeanor turned icy as memories resurfaced. At the tender age of 4, his household had been plagued by rats. On one occasion, during a family effort to exterminate them, a particularly large rat, cornered and panicked, leapt onto him. It burrowed through his collar and emerged from his sleeve, its long, yellowed fangs sinking into his index finger, leaving it bloodied and necessitating a vaccination that very day. Despite his aversion to rats, Su Yunfei remained remarkably composed. The sheer might unleashed by the collective of rodents could very well rival his own. The crux of the matter was that while the rats could bite him, he could not reciprocate in kind. Turning his gaze toward the others, he noted that aside from a few who still wielded fire axes, the majority had equipped themselves with new armaments, strange weapons such as 3-section staffs, chain hammers, and boomerangs. Additionally, 2 individuals brandished homemade slingshots. Su Yunfei, however, opted for a long staff, which allowed for area damage and could reach the ground effectively. His arsenal was scant, and nothing suited him better than this. Though a crossbow could be utilized, it would deplete arrows, which was not feasible. Previously, while opening a silver treasure chest, he had acquired 5 incendiary bombs and 5 grenades. Under these circumstances, they would prove advantageous, but their limited quantity demanded careful consideration of their deployment. At last, the first wave of rats emerged. Wherever they passed, not a blade of grass remained. Everything was devoured. The 3418 base, alive with the essence of humanity, was certainly not to be spared by the swarm. In the depths of their crimson eyes, a palpable thirst for hunger was evident. With a resounding thud, one individual released a stone from a slingshot, striking down 4 or 5 rats with considerable force. The rat horde stirred momentarily, but quickly turned their attention to the carcasses of their fallen comrades, tearing into them voraciously. The remaining rats pressed onward, drawn to the scent of the bipedal creatures ahead, which promised a sumptuous feast. In mere seconds, the barely alive rats were reduced to mere skeletons. Moments later, even the bones had vanished. The onlookers from the base were struck with horror, each feeling as though they were facing a formidable foe. These creatures were brutally savage, consuming even their own kind, leaving no remnants behind. Su Yunfei furrowed his brow. It seemed that the ordinary rats of this world were far more ferocious than those of Blue Star. At this juncture, the dozen individuals at the entrance displayed their prowess, employing their various weapons to engage the advancing rats. Su Yunfei swung his staff, delivering sweeping strikes that generated a gust of wind, creating a small clearing amidst the chaos of the rodent swarm. Numerous mice scurried towards the fence, beneath which lay a formidable wall, reaching up to 80 centimeters in height. To ascend, the mice had to first scale this wall, thus facilitating the slaying of the creatures for the defenders. Some audacious individuals wielded their weapons, striking down those mice attempting to infiltrate through the gaps, while the timid quaked in fear, paralyzed by uncertainty. The system announcements echoed relentlessly. Newcomer Li Yunyun has been slain by the horde of mice. Newcomer Wan Fong has been slain by the horde of mice. Only shortly after the onset of the rodent influx, a dozen individuals had already met their demise at the base. Chapter 30. Insight into Weakness. The nightmare of the mice. This wave of beasts arrived with alarming suddenness. Some unfortunate souls, having barely grasped the gravity of the situation, were swiftly overwhelmed and slaughtered by the myriad of wild animals. This calamity was not confined to base 3418. Every survivor stronghold in Area A was besieged by the beast tide. In a base adjacent to the forest, countless snakes of various sizes emerged from the undergrowth, surging towards the stronghold with alarming speed. Their vivid colors twisted together like a mass of writhing ropes. The mutated serpents, with their flattened heads held high, unleashed venom in a deadly spray. A survivor, lagging behind, found their legs ensnared by countless serpents. Numerous fanged mouths descended upon them with ferocity. Before long, the survivor staggered and collapsed, soon to be reduced to a pool of blood. In a base near the mountains, an avalanche of black bats erupted from the hills, resembling a dark, oppressive cloud descending upon the earth. These flying creatures, small yet swift, became the stuff of nightmares for all survivors. Even if a few could be struck down, countless others would rush forth, rendering them nearly invincible. Many survivors could do little more than shield their heads and flee. Some hapless individuals, unable to find shelter in time, were engulfed by the swarm of bats and within a minute, transformed into desiccated corpses, drained of their life essence. Such tragedies unfolded across Area A. This latest beast tide was marked by its diversity. Mice, snakes, ants, locusts, bats, rabbits, and even cockroaches, all creatures known for their rapid reproduction. Though individually weak, when amassed in the thousands or tens of thousands, they became a terrifying calamity. At the safety base 3418, everyone was fully armed and prepared for defense, each displaying their unique skills. Su Yunfei noticed that many had gathered stones from outside. In such dire circumstances, these proved quite useful for loading slingshots. Others secured their weapons with ropes, launching them out only to retrieve them. However, if not done swiftly, the ropes risked being gnawed upon by the mice. A few individuals gradually found their rhythm amidst the chaos, yet the majority floundered, their confidence waning in the face of the seemingly endless tide of rodents. Moreover, the vicinity of the base's fence could scarcely accommodate many individuals. Su Yunfei lingered at the entrance, engaging in a relentless battle against the mice. Witnessing his merits soar with each passing moment, the accumulation of achievements within the base was astonishingly rapid. Gradually, however, a frown creased his brow. While he could indeed vanquish the rodents, the thrill was insufficient for him. The crux of the matter lay in the seemingly endless tide of vermin. After all, even the most resilient of beings tire. A clever strategy was imperative. At that moment, Su Yunfei set aside thoughts of those outside the base. With a swift mental command, he dispatched a message in the chat channel. Do not remain idle. Even collecting stones would be beneficial. Clearly, this was a collective endeavor, one that could not be accomplished by individual efforts alone. Moreover, Su Yunfei suspected that this was merely the initial phase. The real challenge loomed ahead. This apocalyptic realm showed no mercy to its survivors, vividly illustrating its cruelty and indifference. As they battled the creatures, a sense of desperation permeated the discussions. Help. This is never-ending. When will it cease? If only we had rodenticides or traps. The sudden onslaught left no time to prepare defenses. Ideally, fire would be the best option. But where would we find sufficient fuel? If only we had fuel, we could add some scents that mice detest. Although such measures might not eradicate them, they would likely have an impact. The notion of using fire had naturally crossed Su Yunfei's mind. He still possessed over 1,000 liters of gasoline, and had yet to utilize his incendiary grenades. Given the circumstances, the situation was not overly dire, though the impending wave of rodents might prove more ferocious. Amidst the discussions, a suggestion regarding employing scents repulsive to mice sparked an idea within Su Yunfei. Activating his A-level talent, Weakness Insight, he originally intended to apply it to individual monsters to discern their vulnerabilities. Now, he endeavored to analyze the collective weaknesses of the rodent horde. In an instant, an abundance of information regarding the mice's vulnerabilities flooded his mind. The very scent that repelled them was something he fortuitously possessed, chili peppers. However, the precise application required further contemplation. Su Yunfei articulated his thoughts. I have gasoline and a considerable amount of dried chili peppers. How can we maximize their effectiveness? An experienced individual cautioned, be wary when igniting chili peppers. Mishandled, it could serve as a biochemical weapon, indiscriminately affecting friend and foe alike. A concoction of gasoline and chili is lethal. It could truly suffocate someone. Though Su Yunfei had not personally experienced this, he could easily envision the consequences. I understand. We will maintain a safe distance. But now is not the time. Everyone hold on. As he spoke, he multitasked, gazing into the distance. His F-level visual enhancement talent allowed him to see further. There, in the far distance, lay an ominous sea of darkness, with no sign of the rodent horde diminishing. If this continued, it seemed he would have no time for dinner. As night descended, human vision became severely limited, rendering the situation even more arduous. The only solace was that the rodent swarms and the zombies were also at odds with one another. Upon their encounter, a fierce battle ensued, with the outcome inevitably favoring the rodents. When in sufficient numbers, even ordinary mice could overpower and devour a level 5 zombie entirely. Su Yunfei had resolved, at 6 o'clock, I shall establish a quarantine zone outside, which should provide a temporary barrier. Everyone should seize the moment to eat, for a fierce battle looms ahead during the night. The crowd responded eagerly, their morale and confidence significantly bolstered. Su Yunfei further instructed, I need 2 swift individuals to accompany me. Those who are confident, step forward. Several volunteers immediately declared, I will go. At 6 o'clock in the evening, the sky darkened abruptly as dusk enveloped the land. With just 5 minutes until dinner time, Su Yunfei, accompanied by a few comrades, hastily departed the base, treading upon the backs of countless rodents. Their movements were swift. Any hesitation would result in the rodents climbing upon them. Each person carried 200 liters of gasoline, along with some dried chili peppers and lighters. Under Su Yunfei's unified command, they dispersed in various directions. Approximately 100 meters from the base, they poured gasoline onto the ground, followed by a sprinkling of chili peppers. Before igniting the mixture, soon, a brilliant blaze illuminated the night sky, as several brave souls hurried back to the base. With the flames soaring, a sharp, pungent aroma wafted through the air. The rodents, clearly agitated, became increasingly restless, instinctively fearing the flames. Their acute sense of smell also detested the spiciness. Yet, this horde seemed to have lost its rationality. Despite their fear of fire, their aggression intensified. The rodent swarm charged toward the flames. Moments later, numerous mice, ablaze, lay motionless on the ground, succumbing to the fire. However, an even greater number of rodents surged forward relentlessly. Witnessing this scene, Su Yunfei was filled with vexation. The method of combining gasoline with chili peppers could indeed provide a temporary deterrent, but its efficacy was limited. It appeared that a fierce battle awaited them that night. The crucial issue was that this maneuver had consumed 1,000 liters of gasoline, leaving him with only 300 liters, an expensive resource at this stage. The loss was disheartening. Su Yunfei furrowed his brow, rapidly contemplating whether there existed a more cost-effective method that could inflict significant area damage.